now shallow waters of Piltover's ports. You eventually find yourself in a small cove with bricked buildings lining the surrounding area. Looking around, everything is so foreign to those of you that haven't been here before. Metal structures seem to mingle with the stone and brick architecture of this place. Blue uniformed men following behind as he approaches your ship. As for the moment, it's been a while since we have played, so can you all introduce yourselves again? I'm going to make Haley go first.
Okay. My name's Haley. I am a Yordle from Piltover. And it's good to be returning home again.
Awesome. Void?
Hey, I'm Malu. I am a newly found councilman of the Bilgewater Council, but a Buru representative who found himself entangled in the story that is unfolding.
Hellcat.
And hello, I am Melis. I am a badass bitch.
Not wrong! Not wrong.
You finally move, and these men approach the ship. You see Scoin greet them briefly as they more or less push straight past him to some more than loud protest as they start looking around. Excuse me. Your captain's useless. Can I talk to someone sensible?
Of course, what seems to be the problem?
We're from Piltover Customs. We have an anonymous tip that you're harboring a very dangerous person amongst this crew of yours.
Would you mind being a little more specific, sorry?
Right. We believe there is a Noxian spy on your vessel.
Well, that's rather odd. We're kind of at a form of odds with the Noxians.
And you are, young lady?
My name is Melis. I'm a, free person out here, joined the crew.
Good. I'm Shorok. You can address me as Sir. I will be asking you and whoever is willing some questions about your visit to the city.
No worries.
Good. Purpose for your stay?
Both business and pleasure.
Specify.
We have business here with our young friend Haley. She is a ex-resident, or current resident, I guess. And she has some business here. I cannot speak on her behalf.
Small one. Are you from the lower or upper city?
I'm from the university, actually, officer. So both and neither.
Right. Full name?
Haley Water.
Good. Do you have any documentation on you to support this?
I do indeed, and Haley ruffles through her chest pocket and pulls out a leather-bound passport and passes it over.
Good. Sort checks out. Thank you. Now,
Time.
as for the nature of your work,
The nature for my work in particular is I need to go back to the university to present some findings from my sabbatical in Bilgewater.
right. Well, good luck getting there today, because I'm sure you know what today is.
I'm sorry, I've been down in the brig for a lot longer than I
Clearly,
can.
you've been away from the city too long. It's Progress Day, dear.
Oh yes, of course, fantastic!
Look around.
I wondered
As
what all the
you
traffic was
look
for.
around, The hustle and bustle heading into the center of the upper city seems to be crazy, as looking further up, you see the streets moving upwards are absolutely packed with people. Every now and again in the distance, you see what looks like a small orange firework flying up and shooting over the sky. Broad daylight, but the phosphorus is more than spectacular.
City of Progress, Malu.
Now, since it's today of all days, we will be more lenient with you. I would like you all to report to my office up in the Shrone district. We have a couple more things we need to clear up before we just let you go running about the city.
Of course, no, understood. Of course.
Good. With that, welcome back and enjoy your stay in the City of Progress. Come on, boys. More ships. As he flips around with his trench coat waving in your face briefly, Melissa, and struts off the boat with his men in tow.
I see why Zarkon likes it so much here. I'm lucky I never had to deal with these ones very much.
Bureaucracy.
It's always the same no matter where you go.
Well, what a piece of work. Now,
Yes. People are people are people, I'm afraid.
what's the first on your agenda?
Oh, mine. I have to get back and speak to my dean first and foremost. And I probably won't get to the university today, so I suppose we should find lodging somewhere and then make our way up to see the captain of the guard.
Studying. Well, I thought I'd just mention, Zarkon's already made tracks. He didn't really say much about what he was doing, but seemed to be heading up that way. All the crowds are. Odd guy at times. Other than that, I think I'm going to go for a little explore. I suggest you do the same. Other than you, Haley. Probably know this place like the back of your hand.
I have to say, it's been a while. As I said, I didn't spend a lot of time down here. That's alright, I'll go and reacquaint myself with the city.
Not a problem. Looking out across the city, you realize the main celebration. Can I get you to roll a history check or intelligence check real
I will
quick for me?
probably do a intelligence check.
Okay.
Oh wait, hang on.
I think your history
No,
should be...
I'll do history because that's stronger. That's a 12.
12? Easy enough. You've been here before, and looking over at this particular area, you recognize this to be the Madeira district. The Madeira district is the home of one of the main families of Piltover. They have very high influence throughout the city, along with several other families, but they're mainly famous for the amount of apprenti they take in each progress day to grow their ranks and influence, and their particular stake in the Adventurers Guild, and been known for one particular founding member.
He wouldn't happen to be the gentleman that we made a deal with earlier on.
You don't know that much, but
Okay.
that's what you do remember.
Alright, so, team, it appears that we have made ourselves our way into the Madeira district. As you can see, there's lots of apprentices rolling about the place. They tend to all come down here to find the best person to sign up underneath and work their way up through the ranks. It's a very prestigious thing to work underneath someone in this district. But, yeah. And as they're walking past, Haley points out, like, a little shop.
Mm-hmm.
I worked there for a day and a half, and then I was too short to reach anything, so they asked me politely to move along.
Looking at the shop, it looks like it's got a bunch of jars in the window, and they're full of a lot of different assortments of liquids. Looking at the sign, it says max lubrications, and that's about it.
It's safe to say the boss and I didn't get along after I dropped the first jar. Everything was a slipping hazard for quite a while after that.
To the max.
Yes, quite.
So in terms of if you want to head to the university from here, you'll need to head across town.
Yeah, that's going
You
to
need
take
to
ages.
get past the Madeira district because the university is
It's up on the hill,
more or
isn't it?
less smack bang in the center
Yeah.
of the city.
Given the nature of the day, would that be a morning kind of role? Or do you want to try and get there as quickly, make haste, per se?
Honestly, Malu, they don't even really know I'm coming back yet, so it's high on the priority list, but it's not an emergency.
You guys are free to explore or beeline. It's whatever you want to do at the moment.
Melissa, what would you like to do? I know it's... Have you ever been to Piltover?
I don't think so.
Well, first things first.
You can roll a history check to see what you might know about the city, but you have not been to Piltover before.
That's a 9.
9. You do know this to be the city of progress, but as for any internal politics or trivia, you're kind of out of it.
Can Mel's kind of just like walk off and try and like follow her nose to find natural magic?
Sure. Make me an Arcana check.
It's a 14.
14. Looking around, you do find like sparse little bits of magic, like very minor things here are magical. Most of it is mechanical and science based, but you do find yourself kind of drawn to some of the lamps in this particular area, as they all seem to be magically communicating with each other somehow.
Can Melis just like stand still, ignoring everybody, just look at the lamps?
Yeah. As you kind of, concentrate on the magic, you do detect a little bit of illusion magic, as it appears that these, assortment of different colored lights aren't necessarily the color that they appear to be, as you start to see through the illusion, as they all appear to be either like a bright yellow or blue.
That's kind of cool.
Other than that, looking around at the moment, it looks like there's starting to be a sparse amount of people in this particular district, as it is starting to move towards the evening, and the sun is ever so slightly starting to dip over the horizon.
Being in Bilgewater, it only made sense that we lodged in a tavern. Do we have similar aspirations for the City of Progress, or do you have something else in mind, Haley?
I don't know if a tavern is particularly the best place to be in Piltover, especially on days like this. That'd be far too busy. But I do know a place. It's a little way from here, but it's not bad. I know a few of the people who travel through there and work there and all sorts.
All good. What are you
Sorry, could you say
watching, or
it's kind of like as Haley will start walking and point us in the right direction, and then as we're going, she sort of explains it. She says it's, I suppose you could call it a dive bar, but it's not really a dive bar. It's a place where a lot of the people who are working in my particular industry would go. It's safe, at the very least.
It's a speakeasy for nerds.
That's offensive, but you're also not wrong.
Not a problem. 1 second, I'll move you guys to something that shows off what exactly you're experiencing so far. So as you move away from the ports, we're in the top left corner if you need to change your angle on which picture we're looking at.
You can also push enter.
To snap back to your icon. As you move away from the shallow ports, you look back up at the way you came in. It's grandiose as you look at the massive dam-like structure huddling the city. Piltover is well known for being the link between East and West Valorant, as it's a channel that runs all the way through the continent, being the center of trade, innovation, and in some sense, exploration. Everyone comes through here if they're on a journey. Moving towards the center of town, you find yourself at the Grand Conveyor. This is a massive transportation belt that takes cargo from one end of the city upwards to the other, as it brings it down from the dam port to the lower city. All right, can I get you to roll me an investigation check, Haley?
Yes, sir. Investigation?
Mm-hmm.
That is a 24.
Awesome. Out of the corner of your eye, it's looking a bit worse wear at the moment, but you do see it to be bustling. A small little dive bar known as Elbow Grease, up in the corner of the bottom of the conveyor. It's not really the best place to hang out because of the loud mechanical noises you hear through the wall, but a lot of metal bands in the city take it as a challenge to drown out the noise, as this place is kind of the local punk hangout.
Oh, I'm so happy it's still here. Oh, I used to come here all the time with my friends. It's a great place to hang out. The music is very good. The drinks are even better. And the food is edible. Come in. I have to show you. I hope the bartenders are still there.
All good. Forewarning, I don't have any music prepared for this.
That's fine. Just as whatever's happening here will be fine.
All good. As you go in, you see, looking around, the fashion is very forward to you, Malu, and you, Melissa, as, you know, a lot of piercings, a lot of spiked up hair, colors that you don't imagine are natural in there. Some of these people are wearing what look like gizmos attached to their arms, some over their eyes. Some have what look like ventilators covering across their map, and some of them have straight up tanks of green liquid running in and out of their arms. It looks like there's two different types of people that kind of collect here. And the other more intimidating looking group doesn't seem to be local.
I see they've got the chem punks through again. They must be playing a show further into Piltover. They only ever stop here on their way in.
As it kind of saunter by, you see like a group of these guys with what look like groupies chilling out, and it looks like they've got an assortment of drinks. Looking over to the bar top, it's got these big metal vats behind it that look like they have spurts for whatever concoction they hold. And as you get closer, you see what look like these thimble-like cups that extract and retract based on the size of the drink you want.
Good to see they've still kept the collapsor cups.
Hey, what can I get you and your friends?
Do I recognize this bartender?
This guy looks new.
This guy looks new. Okay.
He's still got life in his eyes.
Yeah, he's
so
still got life in his
he
eyes, so he hasn't
hasn't
been here for very long. Oh, good afternoon. Can I grab 3 of your finest? Actually, you know what? Give me 3 of the standard.
3 monkey grease coming right up.
That's the one. Oh, quick question before you go away. Are Cog and Sprocket still here?
They're kind of on a sabbatical right now. Something about their son trying to get an apprenticeship.
Oh, I see. Well, do you have any way of contacting them? I'd like to let them know I'm back in town.
I can ask them the next time I see them, but I'm not sure where they are right now.
That's alright. If you see them, just tell them Bumblebee's back.
Bumblebee.
It'll make sense.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Anyway, here. He takes 3 of these weird cup-like contraptions, folds them out, kind of screws them onto one of these vats, pulls a crank, all 3 cups fill up at once, closes the crank, unscrews them, and puts them in front of each of you. And it looks like this bubbling, light red liquid.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask your name, but could we grab some of the red salt?
Sure. My name's Tyne, if you need me.
Thank you, Tyne.
No problem. He reaches under the counter and he takes out what looks like a glass vial and twists it, and it slowly like crackles briefly as what looks like a bit of like pink to red sugar or sand materializes in the chamber as he passes it over to you.
Thank you. All right. And Haley picks up one of the little cups and licks her finger and dips it in the wet little bowl of red salt. Malu, if you're going to do this, there's only one way to do it, and you have to do it properly. You take the shot,
Malu.
and then you stick the red salt in your mouth immediately afterwards.
I'll live the company.
All right. Melissa, did you hear that?
We call it drink switch.
It's the only way to invite someone new into Piltover. So
Do I tell them how it feels, or
no. It's a surprise.
Okay.
All right. So you take the shot, and then you make sure that your finger is thoroughly coated in the red salt. You take the shot, then you stick your finger in your mouth, and let the salt dissolve on your tongue.
Sounds horrible. Let's do it.
All right. You ready? 3,
Down the hatch.
2, 1, and then they all take the shot and stick the fingers in their mouths. And Haley knows what it feels like, and is just waiting for the other 2 to experience it.
It's like a small explosion of static, like bursts into your mouth as you like go to burp. Almost instantaneously, a little lick of what looks like red lightning zips out of your mouth. And then the sensation's gone, and you're left with this nice kind of caramel alcoholic aftertaste.
Num tongue.
Welcome to Piltover.
That just might convince me to drink.
I love it.
Thank you, Tyan. I know they're new to town. They never would have experienced it otherwise.
They're new. Where you from?
I'm from here. I thought it was obvious.
Oh, I know where you from. Like, you're everything Piltover, maybe a bit of Zon's cracked up to be. I'm talking about the big native looking man and Miss Mysterious over there.
Well, my big friend's from Bilgewater. And my other friend, well,
Okay.
she's an enigma in and of itself.
I see. Well, young lady, don't let any of the usual customers get on your nerves. They're they're awful. Like, I'll tell them to piss off at a moment's notice. But having this guy around, I don't think they'll be starting anything today.
I don't think so either. I know my way fairly well around the Chempunks. I don't imagine we'll be getting into too much trouble with them.
Yeah,
Thank you, Tyan.
well, here's a little bit of gossip for you.
Oh, please,
really
spill the
been-
tea.
They haven't really been able to leave recently.
Oh,
One of the families has more or less sealed off the entrance to Zon.
they haven't,
Everyone's in a bit of a stink about it.
but they haven't shut the Sun Gate, though, have they?
The Sun Gate remains open if we want to receive any trade. But everyone's in a real stink about it, especially the lower city. Not being able to participate in Progress Day means a lot of them don't get their chance to live up here, you know?
That's also cutting their income by more than half.
It's cutting out. We get a lot of our supply from down there.
How long has this been going on?
It's been going on about 2 weeks now. Everything's really starting to get on edge. You know, they're making sure everything looks fine. Police force, you know, the constabularies out there in numbers, but everyone's just waiting for that little pressure cap to snap, you know?
Yeah, the police might be good, but if they're rotten from the top down, it's not going to do much for you down here. Who's in charge around here that I can go and speak to about this? Because that's...
In charge of lockdown?
Yes.
Well, that would be the sheriff. But apparently she's on other business, you know?
I'm pretty familiar with
Bit of
the
a
sheriff
celebrity,
running away in other business.
Anyway, you could always just head to the police headquarters. They might be able to, you know, take a complaint. But let's be honest, I doubt you can do anything.
Well, that's a shame to
We
hear.
can
That I'm
be
sorry.
very persuasive.
I'm sure you can, big man. I'm sure you can.
That's all right. Do you know?
Rocky! 8 more for the boys! As you turn around, you see this lumbering, ventilated man with more or less an entire arm made out of metal and this twisting green substance running across, saunter up to the bar and more or less just grab one of the kegs and some of these cups and take it away with him. As he just laughs and jeers with the people behind him. Fucking animals.
Tyan, have they been paying?
Yeah, well, maybe every 2 months
All
when
right.
their boss comes by.
All right. Haley's going to slide a stack of gold coins across the bar to him.
Whoa.
No.
Sure.
I'm sure. It's fine. All I need from you is 2 things. A place to stay, because I don't think you'd want us staying here. And for you to keep an eye out for me.
I can do that second one. But as for a place, I don't really have anything here. Look, if you go to the Middle District, I've got a friend there. Look for Kira. She's got a small place she used to rent out to some real oddball. Maybe he's moved on.
Whereabouts would I find her in the Middle District?
Well, if you just go to the intersection, take 2 rights, it's a real spiky-looking building on the corner. Just head in there. She's got a receptionist.
All right.
You can talk to her, and she'll send you through.
All right.
Say I sent you.
Lovely. I will. Thank you. We'll be back. Don't worry. We'll be back.
I'll,
I haven't had a monkey's paw like that in far too long. So
I'll see you, Bumblebee, and gonna call you Big. I'm gonna call you Mystery or Misty. I'm gonna call you Misty.
that'll do for now.
I like it.
Good.
Thank you,
good.
Tyan. We'll see you soon.
All right. Happy Progress Day.
Happy Progress Day!
Happy Progress Day.
You guys move back into the street.
Hold on, I'm just going to go over to the bathroom quickly. I'll be back in just a second.
No worries. We can take a quick one. Everyone go to the bathroom, and we'll come back with you guys out there next to the conveyor.
Sweet. I was half expecting big and bigger for me and Mallow.
Be back in a second.
No worries.
I'll tell you what, I like this new game log feature on D&D Beyond. No more fudging rolls.
Yes, very true. Now it just means I need to, like, actually properly do the rolls. Because before I was just, like, using the same spell, but only taking the first roll for my empowered. But now I'll have to separately roll, then add all my modifiers.
Yeah. Damn, I've used up all my good luck straight away.
What do you mean? It was generally bad.
Low's better in D100 rolls, isn't it?
No, I think, like, they... like 70... Oh, no, 80 to 90, and 10 to 20 is the better rolls for that.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Alrighty, so we're gonna make our way down to the mid-district?
Okay.
Angus is not back yet. Oh, is he?
I'm back. We all here?
Oh, we're
Yep,
back.
we're
Hello?
here.
Good stuff. You're back outside the elbow grease establishment. The grand conveyor is next to you, taking cargo up and down the dam, and the rest of the Madeira district is up the hill from you. And in between that and the Madeira district is Midtown.
Alrighty. Because we make our way
Or
to
the
Midtown.
middle district.
Haley,
Yes, Melisra.
where is the Shroom district?
The Shroon district.
Yes.
It's kind of near Midtown. It's not far away, because I have to be central, but we could probably stop past there before we go and see this Kira character, if you'd like to. 'Cause I do know
Oh, I'm just thinking the
Is,
integration office.
if you guys are looking at the picture in front of you, the Shroon district is to the left side. So you see these brown roofed houses at the bottom. You go slightly up, that big tower, that's the center of the yep, just there. That's the center of the
Wonderful.
Shroon district. Midtown is here and here. And then this also covers the Shroon district as well.
Well, I suppose it's on the way. We should just stop in.
Yes, probably. Well, they might have shut for the day, but I don't know
think
how
so.
Progress Day works.
Nothing stops here, Melisra. There's always someone on the table. Especially
Yep.
for immigration officers. Do you really think they're going to go to sleep and let people come in unannounced? I don't think so.
Well, no, they'll just shut the gate, wouldn't they?
As for the Madeira district, that's just up here.
Progress never sleeps.
And they can't really shut the gate. There's a lot of traders in town that do all their stock movement during the night. So the only times the gates ever close is when something terrible is happening. Which is why it's so concerning that the gates to the lower town are closed. Especially on Progress Day itself, let alone 2 weeks beforehand.
Press enter to move to. Let's see.
Oh, wow, that's a really cool depiction of that.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we doing?
I guess we're gonna make our way to the integration office.
Sure. Moving up, you find yourself at the tall, rather thin comparatively building, and you see a large banner with the Piltover crest of a cog and what looks like axle leaning down, and then plaqued underneath integration office.
All right, in we go.
So, hello, how can I help you?
Hello, we've been asked to come down and see you by the gate guards.
Sharrock, specifically.
Sharrock
Sure.
specifically, yes.
I think is expecting. Can I just get a name from each of you, please?
Haley Water.
Haley Water, yes. You, young lady, what's your
Malice.
name? Malice. Last name?
None.
Not applicable. And you, big man. Whew.
Malu.
Malu. Okay. Any last name?
Just on its own.
Mysterious. Okay. You can head through now. He'll see you.
Wonderful, thank you.
I get not applicable, and he gets none. Mysterious. Ooh.
As you head through, you eventually find his office, knocking briefly. Come in.
Hello, we're on our way to Midtown. Just thought we'd pop in and see you, like you asked us earlier.
Very good. Now, look, in terms of your sudden appearance back in the city, I just had a few questions for you, Miss Water, as to your business abroad. Is that fine?
Of course, please, by all means.
Very well. Now, where have you come from, exactly?
We've just come from Bilgewater.
Very good. And what was the purpose of your stay in Bilgewater?
Research.
I see. I'm going to need you to be more specific.
Oh, well, I was interested in these shipping patterns down there. As you may know, there's been a recent change in, I don't want to say ownership, but it may as well be ownership of particular ports in and out of Bilgewater, and I wanted to investigate the changes in shipping and some of the economic rates changing over there.
I see. And you're aware that Bilgewater is a hive of scum and villainy, yes?
Yes, unfortunately, I'm aware.
Look, I don't want to assume anything, Miss Haley, but usually people venture to Bilgewater to engage in crime. And it's my job to make sure that you're not smuggling or bringing anything that nor I or the constabulary wants to see in this city.
Well, I have a copy of the
For
ship's
example, a Noxian spy.
Well, yes. I have a copy of the ship's manifest with me.
Please?
I'll pass it over.
It's a very diverse crew.
Oh,
Now,
yes.
what can you tell me about Billy Brick?
Billy Briggs,
Yes.
as far as I'm aware, he's a very, very good businessman. He was running himself a stall in one of the
Right.
marketing districts in Bilgewater.
And what exactly was he doing there?
Just basic tinkering things, repairing, doing the odd weapon upgrade and that sort of thing.
I see. What kind of weapon upgrade?
Well, he did manage to put a very keen edge on one of my knives.
Well, there's nothing wrong with sharpening a knife, but there is a problem with smuggling chemtech.
As far as I'm aware, I never saw him with anything like that, and I've spent quite a lot of time around the man.
Right.
Electronics was his specialty.
Yes.
We think otherwise. Billy is a well-known alchemical genius. In terms of his history here, we had nothing solid on him, so we can't just arrest him, but we do have a lot of evidence suggesting that he was dealing with chem barons before his disappearance.
Really?
I didn't see him on the top of your ship just before. Do you know where he is right now?
I'm afraid not, no. To get in contact with him, you'd be best getting in touch with our captain, Scoyne.
Very well. Look, I'm sure you understand where I stand on all this currently.
I'm sure I do, yes.
I need to have a chat with Billy, and it's best that you help me do that. Not just for his sake, but for all your sakes.
Alright, well, I'll do my best, Captain.
I'm not a captain, but
Sorry, it's force of habit. I'm sorry, it's force of habit. I've been on a boat for a very long time.
you
Authority
can just call me.
figures. Alright.
Anyway, I have some things to do before I join the celebrations. You can see yourselves out.
Thank you very much. We should be in touch within the next 2 to 3 days.
Very good. I'll be in touch in one.
Lovely.
As he kind of looks down at his paperwork and pays you no more mind.
Alright, that's us. Let's go, let's go.
No worries. You heading to see Kira?
Yes.
Not a problem. You take the directions laid out, get to the intersection, a right, and find the spiked building, which looks like some kind of somewhat consulting office. On entry, you see a slightly older woman once again manning the front desk. As she looks up, what can I help you with, dear?
Hello, we've been sent your way by Tyron down at Elder Grease.
Time. Not a problem. What's the troublemaker got himself into this time?
No, nothing like that. He just said that you might have a room that we can rent for a short time while we're in
Oh,
Piltover.
you have to talk to my mistress.
Oh, yes, of course.
1 second. As she pulls what looks like a horn-shaped object off her table with a pipe connected. Miss Kira, some friends of Tyne's here to speak with you about a property, was it?
Yes, I believe so.
Very good. Property. Okay, I'll send them on now. Just take the elevator to your right there, and she'll be waiting.
Lovely, thank you for your help.
All good. Looking at this mechanism, it's like a cage with crossbarred gates that you kind of pull open and shut by yourself. And on the inside, it has a pull lever that has numbers along its sequence to specify floor.
Melis looks at this and just shakes her head and just goes, no.
Are there any stair options?
It's just an elevator.
Stairs.
God. Sorry, what floor did you say, dear?
Oh, top floor.
Top floor, thank you. And Haley sort of ushers the two taller folk in. Come on, it's just an elevator. And she
Support to agree.
The woman's just looking at you all, like, seeing the discomfort is somewhat, like, almost giggling to herself.
I'm sorry.
Just an elevator.
Then they're new to Piltover. Okay, no, get in. Let me close the door.
You say just an elevator, I say just a dragon.
It's not a death trap all the time, Melisra.
Neither are dragons!
And Haley cranks it to pull the number all the way to the top floor.
All good. You pull it all the way to 4, and once you shut the gates, you just feel like a buckle of a chain briefly, and then you start moving upwards as you can kind of hear a light whirring of gears in the walls. But it does get you to the top floor safely. And looking through the crossbars of this, you see a large circular room with glass covering all the walls around the windowscape, looking over the shallow ports of the city, and a lovely, what looks like marbled desk with a very aristocratic woman sitting behind it. She looks $1 million. Maroon lapels and gold bits of dainty jewelry. Her hair is done up aloof, and her spectacles are double shaded. So they've got 2 sheets of glass that kind of go over each other. She looks up. You're Tyne's friends, yes? Come in.
Yes, thank you. Happy Progress Day.
Happy Progress Day. Yes.
He sent us your way in regard to a property that you might have for let. I've just come back into Piltover, and I have a few things to do around the city. We were hoping that you had something available that we may perchance be able to rent.
Well, yes, property is my business. I do have something, but it's all a bit odd, really. The tenant just up and left. He was always a interesting client, never really paid in person, would always send an envoy. Very distant in terms of communication, but he would always pay his bills.
That's all right. We've stayed in all sorts of places, so anything with 4 walls and a roof is ideal at this point.
Usually I'd have a couple of people in to clean it, but it is Progress Day, public holiday and all that, so do you need it now?
Yes, we do need it now. How long ago did he leave?
Well, he it's about a week and a half back. He was very insistent actually when we signed the lease. Had to have a basement, adequate power connection, top of the line really. He seemed to be the scientist type, while our city is of no shortage for them. Usually they keep it in the office, if you know what I mean.
Yes. I see he was one of those take his work home with him, gentlemen.
Oh, he was all work.
Well, that's all right. We don't mind if it's a mess. We can tidy it up for you.
Very well. Look, in terms of the lease, how long will you be staying in Piltover?
At this stage, I would say at least a month. I do have some things to catch up with the dean of my college and a few other bits and bobs before I move on again. So we'll say a month, 28 days.
Well, the lowest we offer is a 3-month lease. That works out to be 20 gold pieces for this property a month. Be 60 gold altogether.
Do you mind if I just have a quick moment to speak with my friends, and then see if we can turn this short stay into a more extended one? Would that be
No
all
problem.
right?
Just so you know, like, I'm doing this race as a favor to time.
Yes, of course, I understand. Thank you. How do you guys feel about staying a wee while in Piltover then?
Given the price on offer, I'm willing.
It's incredibly competitive, Malu.
No, but that's what I mean. I'm willing to pay it up front, and we stay as long as we need, and just let them know as we part, whether that's before the period ends or not.
I'm okay with that. Melistra, how do you feel?
Can I just pay the money?
Okay, very good. That's it. Done. We'll take it. 60 gold pieces, was it?
Yes, 60 gold pieces
All
for
right.
the 3-month lease.
Bellis puts down 130 gold. 6 months if you don't mind.
Very well. Very savvy.
With
Now,
with some extra in there for your convenience.
As he hasn't been present and his lease has ended, I will need you to take the eviction notice over there as a courtesy, if you don't mind.
Not a problem. We can do
No
that.
worries.
Good.
Are we kicking him out, or has he already
He's
vacated?
already been kicked out. I've been sure to go through the legal channels, but we need to give him documentation as a last.
Yes, everything's a paper trail.
I'm glad you understand. Now, here, as she passes you a sealed envelope, it reads to Dr. V on the casing, and other than that, it's like a packaged pipe.
All right, lovely. We'll take this over. Whereabouts is it?
Okay, if you just go down, it's towards the lower end of town, unfortunately. But I tell you, it's a lovely little spot. If you just go, let me show you where it is on this map. If you just go to the lower port area, and just around the corner, there's a small junction. It's just there.
Perfect, thank you. Is there anything we need to sign for the lease?
Yes, I'll have you do the paperwork, but I'll send that to the address. You
Wonderful.
can get that back to me in the week.
Will do. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure doing business.
Pleasure. And in terms of if you have any other friends coming to stay, refer them to Kira property.
Well, we know where to come to get the best.
Good. Happy Progress Day.
Happy Progress
I
Day.
have some work to attend to still. Public holidays aren't something I benefit from.
Progress never stops. That's alright, we'll see ourselves out. Thank you, Miss Kira.
Thank you very much.
Alright, Haley takes paperwork and trots back into the elevator. And she stands at the door, looking at the other two, waiting for them to get in.
It goes down too.
It goes down, yes, Malu. It goes down.
Wait, so we don't need to jump out the window?
No, you don't, Melissa. Sorry, Miss Kira, they're new to Piltover. Can you please just get in?
That's all good. She takes what looks like this horn device off the table. Martha, let him out. And she puts it back in its what looks like a little holster and goes back to her work. But you take the elevator down. You get briefly escorted out. And
Say thank you, Martha, as we're leaving.
gives you a little nod and takes a cup of tea back to her desk.
Well, to be honest with you, I thought we were going to have to fight a little bit more for that. Property is not easy to come by in Piltover at all. This Dr. V must have been a strange character.
Yes. I think we also met somebody similar to described.
Just
Yes, I think we did.
just so you know, you paid it like a very standard rate. Like it
Yes.
wasn't too dear, wasn't too
Yeah.
high for property here.
Yeah, I intentionally gave it an extra 10 gold just because we are a bit of an odd bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 240 gold a year is, you know, a pretty decent place to live.
All right. Well, shall we go and check out our new digs then?
Awakening Eclipse. Homeowners at last. Who'd have thought
Home
that would be our
renters.
first port?
Home renters.
Who thought
Malu.
that? Who'd have thought that would be our first port of call here?
Well, it is a city of progress after all. Never stops.
And I mean, we are Awakening Eclipse, but you are also a council member on the, like, Bilgewater Council, Malu.
Apparently we're some sort of bigwigs.
In a small pond,
In a
yes.
small pond, yes. Alright, let's go. I want to see what this man had in his basement. I'm quite glad they didn't
Oh,
clear
you
it up before
too?
we left. Oh yes, me too, Melisra.
All right. As you guys make your way down towards the property, it's not too far. It's about 4 or 5 blocks. You eventually arrive. It's at the end of a very tight street. It's slightly overlooking the bay where you've parked your boat, more towards the hill side. Looking at it, it's a nice little place. It's fixtured well. The door looks pretty new. All the stonework is lovely, and it's got a couple of windows running up the side. At the front, it does have what looks like a hang sign on there, and you do read Dr. V in very bold printed letters. As you get closer, you see a little boy sitting out the front of this place. And can I just get you to make a perception check, guys?
Yep. Haley gets a 3.
Malu gets a 4. Oh wait, no, 8.
Perception, was it?
Perception. Yep.
8, sorry. My apologies.
Alice gets a 17.
Nice, at least one of us is paying attention. Woo!
Oh, good. They don't see it because one arm is like more visible than the other. But as you look this kid over, you see his other arm is made entirely of metal. It looks more or less perfectly like a human arm, but it is a prosthetic.
Do you tell us, Melis, or...?
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna start pointing out everybody who is slightly disabled.
No, Malice, stop it! You can't do that here. What did you see?
Little boy, question mark, with arm missing, replaced, and it's not magical.
Huh.
This place is starting to seem really weird.
Well, I'm starting
Not
to think...
everything is solved with magic.
Yes, magic's just science we don't understand yet, Melissa. I'm starting to think if this man was a doctor, he might have been providing, I don't like to say it like this, but parts for people who need them here.
Running a practice.
Running a practice. That's strange, then. I wonder if he's left any notes inside.
Probably. He probably left in a rush, and I'm betting I know who it is because I've met a single person who does science other than you, Haley.
Well, I know where you're going with this, but I think we should hold off on those kind of accusations until we get inside and have a look. Malu, do you want to try the door?
As you guys approach, the little boy stirs and looks up at you. Are you here to see Dr. V too?
Yes, we are, little one. Would you like to come in?
No. I just wanted to give him something. As he takes out what looks like a little parcel and like shows it to you. And you can now see his arm perfectly. Like, this is some very, very good craftsmanship.
Can I make an investigation or like a check of some sort on his arm to see if I can recognize the work?
Yeah, make a intelligence check.
Can I also insight check the boy?
Make a tinkerer's tools check.
It's a 22.
22.
22.
Looking this over, you recognize a lot of the mechanisms at play here, but in terms of whose work it is, like it does not ring a bell, which is crazy because this is some very, very impressive
high quality hex work. Okay.
Yeah, it's not hex, but it is
Okay.
like machinery and it's basically pure machinery.
Okay. Well, that's all right.
Can I insight check the boy?
Sure. Roll an insight check. What are you trying to insight?
Fuck. It doesn't matter, I got a 5.
Okay, this is an innocent little boy.
That's all right. If you'd like to give it to us, we can give it to him for you.
Oh, okay.
Haley takes the package and reaches out her hand. I'm Haley.
I'm Stanley.
Nice to meet you, Stanley. Does he shake my hand?
He does if you offer it out.
Yeah, I do. I am. Because I'm like his height, so...
Is he going to be seeing anyone again soon?
I don't know, Stanley.
Okay.
But in the meantime, we're going to be here, so if you need anything, you can come and ask us, okay?
Oh, okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good day, Stanley.
As he...
Happy Progress Day.
He just waves back and smiles briefly as he just runs up the street and heads down a different alleyway. All good. You take the key out. It's an interesting looking key. It's like a more or less metal card. As you punch it into the door and twist, and you hear a mechanism.
Can I make a perception check to see if it's trapped anywhere inside the door?
Sure. Make a. I think it's sleight of hand for trap checks. Sleight of hand check.
It's 15.
15.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like this door is trapped.
I think it's clear. And Haley sort of like stands back and pushes the door open and stands to the side. Like sticks her arm out and pushes the door open.
All good.
And then peeks in.
let me get you guys in here. Let me just turn that on. Beautiful. 1 sec.
First point of order will be to change the name on the letterbox. I'm thinking instead of Dr. V, we put Dr. B.
Very funny.
Thoughts?
Honestly, Melly, can we give it at least 24 hours before we start announcing our presence? More so than usual, anyway.
All good. As you come inside, it's dim in here, as the only light coming in is from the windows. Looking around, you see this person has a lot of what look like crates and documents lying around. It looks like they've got what looks like a practicing table set up in the center of the room with like a red inlay on it. Looks like they've got some tools and little knickknacks, pieces of machinery on benches. They've got what looks like in the center of the table a little desk where they write, and next to all of that, to your right, there is a set of stairs going up, and next to the desk there is a doorway.
Mm-hmm.
This is triggering my fight or flight sensors again. Do we take it floor by floor?
That's a good idea, Mello. You take lead. I'll cast light on my beads. Let's do this.
Wait. Can Haley look around to see if there's anything that like looks sharp or dangerous, like on a practicing table?
Make an investigation check.
Yeah. That's 22.
All good. 22. You do find what looks like a scalpel and, tweezers, everything you imagine a doctor would have for surgery, but also like some what look like grafting implements for, attaching or prepping stuff to have something attached to it. It looks like, judging on the tools present, this person deals in cybernetics.
Well, I think he was running a practice here. I have to get downstairs.
Come on, Mello, let's go.
Yep. Yes. I'm coming.
Out of character. We have a certified Ripper Doc on our hands.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't know if he is a Ripper Dog. I'm starting to feel like he might just be one of these people who offers low-cost medical care. It's people who need it.
Bellis has no clue. She's just super out of her element.
Because Ripper Docs don't generally look after kids. They usually kill them. So... all right, I guess we just sort of do a wee investigation in the building. Okay, I suppose we should look around before we Oh, it's a spicy bit.
Okay. So, what are you doing first from this point?
I'm heading for the door on the ground floor.
The door on the ground floor. Okay. You're at the door. What are you doing?
Is it locked?
To try the handle, can I get you to make a dex save, please?
Can I see it?
Yes, you can see it.
So 21.
21. Alright, you take half damage as you feel a bolt of lightning go up your arm, but you like manage to pull away before it does any serious damage. That halved, you take 12 points of lightning damage. I didn't realize this would hurt.
As Malu pulls away, he's like, "Damn! I told you it was fight or flight."
Oh, I thought we were just looking for an excuse to do things.
Oh, well, now it looks like we definitely have an excuse to go downstairs if it's trapped. So just looking at this room, let's say this is like the ground floor, right?
Yep.
So
this is the
there's
ground floor.
so the orange stairs above me are leading upstairs, and then there's a door with stairs
Yep.
leading downstairs. Is that how it looks?
Yep. So
Okay. Awesome.
yes.
Although we can't see the stairs on the other side, we just see a door frame
Yeah,
at the
you see a
moment,
door,
and it's
yeah.
electrified.
I didn't put the wall in right there, but yeah, you just see the door there.
Well, no wonder no one's been by to clean it if they're getting trapped at the door. All right, Malu, let me get in there and see if I can turn it off.
Before you do, Malu turns around and gives it a quick boot.
Okay, roll a dex save.
No.
Natural 20, 22.
20. Okay. That one you take 8 points of lightning damage. As you kick in the door, and it looks like the door has what looks like a wired grid running across it as the electric current lurches again, and you feel a similar feeling run up your leg, but not as bad.
Well, that confirms my boots aren't insulating.
What is it about you that you get shocked by a door and then you touch the door again and are still surprised when you get shocked? Let me get in there, and Haley's going to go up and try and disarm the trap.
All good. Roll me a Tinkerer's Tools check.
How do I?
I
How
thought
do
you
I
were going to say dex save.
roll me a dick save? How do I roll a Tinker's Tools on D&D Beyond?
So you don't necessarily get to roll it, but you have proficiency in them. So
Okay.
you add your roll, intelligence, and proficiency bonus. So
Okay.
you roll the dice and
And then
add
I
plus
get yeah. So 9 plus 7 is 16.
16. That just succeeds.
Yes.
As you manage to cut off the power, you choose the right wire, basically,
Yeah.
and snip as the charge dissipates across the grid, and there's no more sort of light hum coming off this door.
Right. Well, I think Haley's going to tentatively touch the electric grid.
You touch the door now, and you don't get that.
Okay, I think we're good, but everyone be on your top tippy toes for more traps going forward, because if this door is this heavily armed, I guarantee you there's going to be all sorts down there.
All good. You open the door successfully, and you see a stairway leading downwards. And as you look down the stairway, you see what looks like a luminescent blue light kind of emanating from this basement.
Can I walk my bee cannon down to the bottom of the steps?
You can, but you can't see through it. So you
That's
won't be
okay.
able-
That's okay. I just want to walk bee down to the bottom of the steps. So if there's any weight triggered traps.
All good. You walk your bee down each of these flight of stairs, and nothing detonates. Your bee is safely at the bottom.
All right, so that rules out motion activated stuff at least. I will move up and then. Can I do a check from up here to see if I can spot anything that looks like a trap?
Looking down here, it's kind of hard to make anything out between the light and the darkness of the room. Even if you do have dark vision, it's like you'll have to move a bit closer to discern anything.
Okay, Haley's gonna walk her way down the stairs very gingerly.
All right. I will put you here in that case, so you can now see what's going on here. As you get down the stairs,
I've got a black screen, dude. Oh, no.
You got a black screen?
No, never mind. Found it. No, sorted. Yep.
As you move downstairs, you find your way into this basement, and looking around, you see what look like these blue pulsing laminate crystal-like objects, basically covering the outsides of the room, and a lot of them look cracked. Looking at the floor, you see what looks like some kind of residual gunk of the same color, like dripped around the base of the stairs.
Does it look like it's hardened?
It looks like it's kind of goo, right?
Okay.
And looking in the center of the room, you see what looks like a mechanical dais with this sort of array of circuits and bits of metal and what looks like hardened and liquid-alike substances of this blue material. And then to the back of the room, you see what looks like frantic coverings of parchment, blueprints, and notes with boxes of material. Looking around, you see like weird bits of metal fold, like some looks like bits of, a cannon, or you even see like a metal mask that resembles a humanoid face. Bits of chassis, like it's a mess down here. But this kind of central circular device is the main thing in the room.
All right. I'm going to call up the stairs. Guys, I think the stairs are safe.
Yep.
But
I can
get down here, because there's something fucking weird going on, and I don't want to be the only one seeing it. Just be careful.
All good, and the bead cannon was at the bottom here. You will see this, as I described it before.
Yeah. Well, it's not unlike us to walk into the extraordinary.
No, but I thought we'd at least have a week's break before we found some more of this bullshit. Are the blue marks around each side of the dais, do they look like footprints?
It looks like some footprints have been tracked through the goo at some point on either side, but on the dais itself, it looks very neat. Like the liquefied substance is running through pipes. The hardened substance is very purposefully inserted into this what looks like circular metal frame. And as you get closer, you realize in the center of this dais there is a metal ball. Looks silver in nature, completely spherical, but it's sitting in the center of this thing.
Of course we would walk into something like this. Haley's going to make her way over the goo, avoiding stepping on it, and make her way over to some of the notes and stuff over here, and picks them up and starts to see if she can read them.
All good. Make me an investigation check.
Yes, sir. That's a 26.
26.
Yep.
As you get closer to this desk, you realize there's some kind of mechanical, what looks like a control board in the center of the desk, sort of buried underneath all of the notes. But shuffling through the notes, you see schematics for what look like some kind of armored creature that is held together by seemingly nothing. Just looking at these things briefly, it looks like the parts of it are just floating in space. Notes are sorted around, basically labels in test subject format, and in terms of what everything else has to say on this document, it looks like some kind of code, like binary sort of setup.
Like a repeating set of symbols over and over again.
Yeah, like
okay.
Numbers, pretty much, and symbols every now and then.
Can Malice do an Arcana check?
Sure. Do an Arcana check.
16.
16. There is definitely something magical about this blue substance, but you can't discern what exactly.
Awesome. Could Malice also quickly look around for a mirror?
Sure. Roll investigation check.
That is another 16.
16. You don't find a mirror down here, but you do shuffle back upstairs, and there is a mirror in this sort of doctor-like setup here. Looks like a hand mirror for if he needs to see on an angle for what he's doing.
Awesome.
It's like
I'll go down. Haley.
Yes.
Magic in the blue, yes. No mirror, so not yodel influenced, so I can be helpful.
You're always helpful, Melisra. Could you actually give me a hand tidying up these notes? I want to read them later, but right now, I think we have more pressing things to worry about. Just roll them up. Just roll them up, and I'll look at them later when we have a chance. So Haley's rolling these documents together.
All good. Sorry, one thing I forgot to mention about what you find on the table is there is another one of these metal orbs sitting on this
I'm
kind
going
of
to
bench.
not touch that for the moment. But Haley's noted that there are 2 of them.
Is there a visual difference between them?
Visually, they are pretty much exactly the same. Like, only discernible difference is maybe, I don't know, the sheen or wear and tear or something like that.
Okay. So mechanically they're identical.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, actually, that's a good point of note. Is there a visual indication that one has been, like, significantly more used?
The one on the table looks like it's slightly darker than the other one.
Okay.
I wonder what on earth he was doing down here. You're right, Malice, this place does reek of magic, but...
I was afraid it was going to be more science stuff, and I have no clue what is anything to do with that, Haley, so...
Honestly, Malice, don't worry. If you want a lecture, I'm more than happily sit you down and give you one.
No.
But I don't think you need one. I think you're fine. Malu?
Yes.
Could you come over here and pick up this ball on the table for me? I want you to see how heavy it is.
I'm the test dummy for all the doors now, but yes, sure.
Don't get me wrong, my man, but you are significantly bigger than I am. It can take far more of a punch.
You go over and pick it up, and it kind of makes the hair on your arms stand up as you pick it up, and it feels kind of charged, like it's like when you say like wear socks and shift your feet across the carpet really quickly.
Yeah.
It's like
like a static charge that you get when you rub a balloon on your head.
Yeah, it's like that tingly feeling.
Oh, wait, so it's inherently negatively charged.
Whether it's the lightning from the door speaking or just me, but this feels not neutral in the way of electricity. I can't decipher either way, but it's giving me shivers.
That's good to know. Just put it back down for the moment.
Pop it on the floor and stand back. I want to test something.
I put it on the floor and then immediately retreat all the way back to the stairs.
Wonderful. I'm going to shoot firebolt at it.
Oh my
Sure.
god. We've got the documents rolled up and put away by now, right?
It's
Use the
firebolt, not
glue,
ball.
flammable.
Yep. You fire off a fire bolt at it, and it looks like it strikes it. It moves on impact. Little red tinge where it hit, but other than just like a little maybe black mark,
Alright.
there's nothing.
I'll be right back, dudes. I gotta pee.
different about it.
So if Malice goes up and touches it, is it still holding residual heat?
It's not holding heat. It's holding that kind of tingly, charged energy.
I'm heading off too for a second.
Interesting. I have no clue what it is, but that's cool.
There's
I feel dumb.
this control panel on the desk. It's not a very great visual representation, but it's about there.
Okay. Malice will not touch it and wait for Haley's to hold her hand.
Easy. I'm just gonna take a toilet break briefly.
No worries.
2 minutes. 2-minute break. Charlie, what are you doing? Good, buddy? Good.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Alright, I'm back. Thank you for waiting.
Welcome back. Angus has gone off to the bathroom as well.
Yeah. Get like 1 pee every hour or so.
It's the only thing keeping me awake is coffee and coke, and it just runs through me. So
Alright, so before Angus gets back, do we think this is related to the people going missing from Piltover and Zorn? Because I'm starting to think you're right about a chop doctor. And
I
I'm starting to
have
get
seen
worried.
it.
there were people going missing in Piltover and Zorn.
Oh,
Yes, that was the
yes,
whole
that
point
was
of
the
Haley.
whole reason of Haley going to Bilgewater.
I apologise for not reading more into
I
your
mean, no,
backstory.
sorry, that's my fault for not talking about it as much as I probably should have.
Alright, I'm back.
Sorry, I figured 1 pee an hour is enough to not be too much of an annoyance.
It's all good. I'm drinking Coke, so
Yeah, I'm
Probably-
Same.
I'm drinking alcohol, so fuck yeah, baby, grip it and rip it.
there we go. Alright, so do I need to refresh everything that's happened in this room, or are we on the same page?
No, I think we're on the same page.
Okay.
Melissa's just sunk a firebolt into it. Thank you, Void. Much appreciated. My liver hates you. Melissa's just sunk a firebolt into this thing. Did it bounce off? Did it absorb?
It kind of took it. It bounced, like it impacted,
Yeah.
left like a little black mark, which, if you rubbed it, realize it's just a bit of residual char. Didn't actually affect the ore too much, but it's still holding this like charged feeling.
Okay.
Didn't hold the heat.
But it didn't hold the heat?
Nope.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so this looks like to be some sort of nullification orb.
Or it's just got more electricity in it than can handle heat, right?
I'm not sure if that's how it works, but for the moment we'll just leave it. I want to, and Haley's going to trot over and have a look at some of this goo. And
Yeah.
like find something to poke at it with and pick it up and have a look at it. And I'm going to do an investigation check on it to see if I can recognize it from anywhere, because we've dealt with some various fluids in our time. So I'm
Sure.
hoping that we
What are you poking it with?
I'm going to pick up a scalpel or a piece of pipe or something. I don't want to touch it with my bare hands.
Okay. You grab. Let's see what's in the room. I'll roll for this.
Even like a pin.
There'd be like a bit of pipe lying around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carp should have used the rope.
Grab a bit of pipe, stick it into the goo, and you don't feel it straight away, but as you're holding on to the pipe, poking this thing, you see it kind of like swirling and sticking, but you feel that kind of light charged energy like come up the pipe. It doesn't give you a strong zap, but it's like a
static
little,
shock, where it's like,
little static shock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
like a...
Alright. Well,
Liquid power.
I think you're right. Malik. Whatever this is... There's no wonder we wanted to keep it down here.
Well, we got 6 months to figure it all out.
Yes. I think for the moment, we lock the door behind us when we go back upstairs, to say the least.
Can we please not electrify it this time?
No. I cut the wire. But we should lock it at the very least.
Thank you for your consideration.
Yeah, that's quite alright. You did take a nasty shock. Your hair is actually still smoking, by the way. Melissa, do you mind if we head back upstairs now? We do have the rest of this place to explore.
Mm-hmm.
But Haley, what about this control panel thing, Bob?
Honestly, I'd like to take a look at it a little bit later once I've had a chance to read over these manifests. Then at least I might have some idea of what it does.
Okay.
Cool. You guys heading back upstairs?
Yes.
Cool. Move the party here. Bang. You're back on the ground floor. Back in the workroom. I don't know the name for a place a doctor consults paid.
The lobby? The surgery?
Yeah, that's where you wait for
Surgery.
the surgery.
Yeah.
It's pretty much his surgery,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Alright, should we head upstairs?
The theatre.
Oh no, this isn't the theatre. I'd expect far more sterilization procedures if this was the theatre. I imagine we'll find one of those upstairs. Maybe that's what downstairs was at one point. I don't even know. There's no autoclaves. There's nothing to sterilize anything in here.
All good. You guys heading upstairs?
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
wait, Melissa, wait.
Hmm?
Check for traps. Malu got a big old shock on the way down. I don't want you getting a big old shock on the way up.
Miles is just gonna smile at Haley and push forward.
Pardon me. Sorry. Sorry, I missed that. What was that?
Haley was-
Smiling at Haley and pushing forward.
Haley was warning
You're
Melissa
moving
to check
forward?
for traps.
Easy. You move up here, and you don't trigger any traps as you move up these steps. As you get to the top, looking around this room, it looks like the place has been ransacked. As the bed looks like it's had pillows and mattresses torn open. Bits of these crates and boxes have been thrown around. Looks like what was some kind of small garden in the corner has been tipped over and most of it destroyed. Up towards the back of the room, there's a small fireplace, which looks like it's still lit and just holding a steady flame. And then in the corner, there is a desk that's had its chair thrown over and just paper thrown around. But there are some, there's 2 pieces of paper left on it. And, you know, a few what look like small electronic lights. illuminating the desk.
Well, either someone had a very bad morning or someone's been in after him. Haley's going to
Could have also
walk
just
over and look at
been
the plants. Oh, sorry, you go.
All good. Make me a nature check.
Nature check.
Yep.
That's a net 20 for a 24.
Nice. You looking over these, notice pretty much all of them seem to be some kind of medical herb. In terms of their medical properties, I need you to roll a medicine check.
Yep.
But you're aware of at least the different species of plants here, which I'm not going to go into.
Yeah, all Haley's doing right now is uprunning the pots and like putting the plants back in where they live because she likes plants. So she's just going around and trying to fix up the mess that has become of this little indoor garden.
Yeah, it looks like they were ripped out of the pots. Someone wanted to see what was at the base of these pots or something.
Yeah. So the pots have all been tipped out, plants strewn everywhere.
Yeah.
I think from what I can see, these are medical plants. There's a couple of Bainesworts and that sort of thing in here, but I'm sorry. You guys go and have a look. I'm going to try and sort these plants out. If I'm lucky, I might be able to salvage some.
Yeah. Another thing you guys note is the state of this room isn't too far off, the state of the basement, and roughly the state of the ground floor.
As in the other levels also looked ransacked, or just in terms of overall cleanliness?
This floor definitely looks ransacked, but cleanliness-wise, it's not far off the other two floors.
It's been tossed, but it's also been dusted recently.
Yep. You can make an investigation check to potentially discern anything else.
So like it's messy, but it's not dirty. Like there's no spider webs, bits of dirt tracked in by small creatures. Not grimy.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Malu got a 15.
15. Cool.
Haley got a 8.
8. Cool.
But she's busy, so.
Anyone else rolling, or?
Alice got a 6.
Cool. You guys are kind of searching the back of the room near the fireplace, and you're not finding too much of anything. But Malu, as you're looking over these plants and moving into the room, you notice the window appears to be ajar, and as you kind of pull it open to take a closer look at it, you realize that the latch has been forced. And looking outside, it appears someone scaled up here to get through this window.
Well, I found the entry point for whoever was in here. They didn't come in willingly with a key, put it that way.
Ah, an uninvited guest.
But it certainly explains the disheveled nature of the room.
I wonder what they were looking for, or whether or not they found it. Well, I think us three have some tidying up to do.
Home sweet home, as they say.
Yes, home sweet home
Alright.
indeed. So, in terms
Would you like to look at the parchment on the desk?
Yeah, Haley's gonna go over and look at that.
It reads from about 2 weeks back. I treated the small boy again. It's a shame that he's not an adult. Otherwise, I'd be able to fix his ailments permanently. But the slow growth of the human body does not favor my practices. It's a shame that so much pain must be spent by the youth, only to experience more pain in life for their future. But at least for those that make it through, there is a solution.
What does the other piece of paper say?
The other piece of paper just looks like a blank piece of paper.
Can I insight check it to see if there's anything written in there?
You can't insight check
Or like,
paper.
or like it'll do an investigation check to see if there's anything written on it. And say,
So
okay, so say
your
for
your last investigation check
Yep.
was your investigation check
Okay, of the entire room. All right.
of the entire room.
Okay.
Like you definitely saw this piece of paper, but in terms of anything that was
What's
higher
on it?
DC, yeah, like I would have told Malu as well if he had
Okay.
hit certain thresholds.
I just want to make a check to see if I can see any like imprints on the page or something that might have been written beforehand, or hold it over the flame of the candle next to it to heat it slightly to see if there's anything written on it in like a heat-sensitive ink.
Sure.
Would that be an Arcana check?
Just make me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a 12.
12.
Drops paper
Um,
on the
Hang on,
ground.
hang on.
You-
Do I add my proficiency bonus to that?
No. So
okay.
just a raw intelligence check is
Yep,
just your
it's 12.
intelligence one.
Yep.
So looking it over, you do realize it's from the same kind of parchment as this other piece of paper,
Yep.
but you can't discern anything else.
Okay. Well, I thought our friend might have left us a secret note, but no such luck. Although
We
it
moved
does.
into his house. It appears it's and now he's a friend.
I mean, looking at this other page, it looks like he cares for the people he takes care of. He doesn't want them to suffer. Which is strange, considering all the things we found downstairs.
Well, I mean, depends on what your perception of suffering is, right?
Yeah, I suppose you're right, Malice.
And potentially your definition of ailment too.
Yes, I suppose you're right too,
Very
Malu.
true. Well, you guys can have this ball. I'm going back to the ground.
All good.
Haley's going to nod at Melissa and then set about straightening the place up. Like, making
No
the bed,
worries.
tucking everything away, sorting out the plants.
I'll do the heavy lifting.
Thank you, Malu. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit apprehensive about doing a further investigation of the basement. That sort of thing is beyond anything I've ever seen, even at the university, and we were allowed to get out to do some pretty unethical things in there. I've never seen power condensed like that.
Just like you would know this. In terms of what the university like overlooks, they'll give warnings out, but if it's in breach of like human rights
Code of ethics,
or code of ethics, like they will cut your funding.
I mean unethical things in terms of like allowing apprentices to experiment on themselves and for certain things, and just kind of like
they would definitely look down on it though.
It's not something that's like an approved practice, but when you're in the competition levels of like your first and second year of apprenticeship and you're wanting to find things out, your easiest test subject is always yourself.
Yeah.
It's like a hazing thing you go through in your first and second year.
That definitely happens.
Yeah, it definitely happens. That's what I mean about unethical stuff. Anything more than that is like, this is big old red flag. Do I want to work for this guy? No, probably not.
Yeah. Okay, so you're cleaning up the place.
Yeah, just getting it straightened up.
All good. That is no worries. That'll probably take you a couple of hours because it's a pretty big mess.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2, and it's getting late now. You know, the celebrations are still going on outside. You know, there's more fireworks going off as it's getting late, but it's later at night now.
Malu, you can take the bed. I'll curl up in front of the fire. I've got things to read. Melisra! Melisra! Are you there?
While you guys were tidying up, Malice had the intention to go back down to the basement.
All good. I will move you there now. So you're back down in the basement. Everything is still as you left it.
Awesome. I'm going to see if there was a way that this goo was brought in, or if it was naturally found in this room. As in,
Okay.
like, if it went in through a crack in the wall and then it started becoming, like, more common in the room.
Okay. So, roll me intelligence check.
Fuck, 10.
10. What you can discern with that is that it and the crystal are very closely related. Like these blue, lightly luminescent crystals that are sitting array on the bench tops around are basically the same substance.
Okay. Is it possible for me to do something like a nature check to see which is the more natural form?
Okay, roll me a nature check.
That is an 18.
18. Rolling this nature check, you eventually are able to discern that this is not a natural crystal. In fact, these are some kind of synthetic crystal. Some kind of made crystal by certain means.
Okay. So it would probably be safe to assume that the goo came before the crystal.
Potentially. Like, that's up to you.
Yeah. Is it, like, safe? Like, if I pick one up, am I able to, like, physically hold it?
The crystals?
Yes.
Yes. So, are you picking one up?
Yes.
Similar feeling, a bit more intense. Like you feel this, like charged energy, in this thing, but it kind of wavers in and out, like it's unstable.
Okay, the symbol formation on the ground with the ball in the middle of it,
Yep.
is that, like, in an indentation in the floor?
Okay, so that is, I know it's not well represented, but it is like a metal base that this configuration is in, and the blue lines in the ground are actually like this embedded blue substance in the metal, and then
yeah.
there's like a chassis that builds up over it, and in the center is one of these balls.
Okay. Would you say it's large enough to have a person lie on it?
Yes, I would say it is
Yes?
definitely large enough. Yep. And like other stuff in the room, like I said before, there are like bits of metal carapace, like what look like bits of weapons scattered around. Like there is this like metal face that looks like it is meant to be part of some kind of armor in there, like bits of, you know, ringed metal, just like a weird assortment of different bits and bobs, but they all seem to be alluding at some kind of construct.
Okay, Am I able to have a closer look at the weapon's handle specifically to see if there's any signs of use from different people?
Okay, so looking at the weapon, there is actually no handle. It looks like the barrel of some kind of gun, but there's no trigger mechanism. And it's quite large. Like, it's something you imagine could go on a vehicle, or maybe, like, if someone was to use it, it would definitely be like a high ordnance weapon.
Yeah.
But there's not a whole lot of internal components, like it's chassis or casing like material.
Yeah, so it would be very much like you'd either require an AI type of system or you'd need somebody physically manning it. But then
Sort
the
of.
firing
It's
systems
like-
would be weird.
It's lacking the internal components to actually
Yeah.
do anything, but in terms of the shape and like what you imagine it'd be used for, is of that nature.
Is there any like obvious signs of like piping of some description?
Piping. Can you be more specific as to what you're looking for?
So something that would possibly run the goo through it.
Oh, okay. So, looking around, it looks like there's no discernible way to really change the goo and crystal's form in here, be that it was taken or it was just never here. But in terms of like alchemical or scientific equipment, this room appears to be lacking.
Okay, is there any like obvious spaces where something might have been before?
Yeah, there is a bench top towards the back of the room that is relatively bare. I know it looks like there's pots on it, but in terms of what's actually there, you know, there is just like it's a clear bench top.
Yeah, so we've seen it, the house being consistently cleaned and dusted essentially, right?
You guys have been cleaning up the house, but the rest of the house was somewhat amok.
Okay, so is there any obvious signs of like an outline of where something was that might have disrupted?
Yeah, roll me investigation.
Oh, it's an 11.
Oh, sorry, the result was 11. I thought it said
Yes.
it's not 11. I'm like,
Oh no, the result
what do
is
I
an
do with
11.
that? Yeah, so you come over and like it squints your eyes. Like I know you have dark vision, but it's black and white, and there's this weird luminous shit going on. But you do
I did
see
specify when we entered the house I casted light on my beats.
easy. You do like get the close up, and you do see like an outline of where some kind of, be it device or implement, was sitting on this bench top.
Okay. Can I go over to the table where the switchboard thing Bob is, the control panel?
All good.
And can I have a quick look at what, like, is there any indication of, like, markings on it that might describe what these do?
There is a big button that has activation finally labeled under it. There is then a handle that sequences between 1 and 5, and there is what looks like a couple of unidentified switches with log labeled above them.
Okay, I'll come back to this. Can I quickly go back to the door and see if there was any obvious signs of entry before us, or would that be fucked because Mel kicked the door?
You mean the door to this basement?
Yeah, the door
area?
to the basement stairs.
I'll let you make the check.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not going to move you. Just roll it because I
Yep.
know where you're going, what you're doing. Make an
Oh,
investigation
fuck,
check.
4.
4. You can't tell.
Yep, no worries. Was there an obvious off switch for this control panel?
In terms of this control panel, there is an obvious off switch.
Is?
There isn't.
isn't. Fuck.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna leave this shit alone and go back to the ground floor.
Okay. One sec, man. Boom. Okay.
Oh,
What are you guys doing?
Haley's
Upstairs
just,
is
Haley's
tidy?
just tidy, and she's sitting in front of the fire, reading over every single piece of this manifest that we brought up from the basement.
Cool. Something you start to notice about this fire as you're sitting in front of it for a decent bit of time is it never really seems to like dim or flicker. It seems to be very consistent and controlled at all time.
Mm-hmm.
But the heat is nice.
Mm-hmm. I think Haley's just kind of like she notices it, but doesn't pay it any attention. Like, oh, that's a good fire, and then just kind of leaves it at that. Because she's sitting there reading, and reading's more important than worrying about a fire and where its heat sources come from.
All good.
Because she did notice it when she walked into the room, the fact that the fire was still lit and wasn't out, even though the guy had been out of here for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Just didn't think it was worth mentioning. So what am I finding out from this manifest? Am I finding out anything important in regard to the control panel downstairs? What am I finding out?
This is a coded document, so roll me an intelligence check.
Yes, sir.
Woohoo, decoding ciphers!
Woo! That is a 21.
21.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so going through the code, you discern that this is a program built to test something. You going through the first layer of sequences, it's all about activation and triggering something called the base. And as you move down, it talks about fluctuating power levels numerically, and then further down it talks about some kind of logging sequence and recording.
Okay. I can't hear you if you're talking about.
Oh, did you hear everything
yeah,
I said?
Yes, I got that.
To a
I got
logging
that, to a
sequence.
logging sequence.
Logging sequence. Yep.
Okay. Does it give me any indication on how to use the doohickey downstairs?
It talks about the activation sequence, and it all correlates to one input, which, if you consult the control panel or Melissa, they'd probably both be able to tell you that it's very clearly labeled activation under a certain button.
Awesome. All right. So Haley will absorb all of that information. Squint at the fire. Like, you haven't gone out at all, and I haven't put anything on you, but okay, this is fine. And then lay out her bedroll next to the bed and go to sleep.
Okay. Awesome. Malu, Melissa, what are you guys doing?
Malu can go first. Or
Yeah,
Malus
Malu?
can go first.
Void! Void, buddy, are you there?
Oh no.
See-
Passed out.
No, he's here, he's fine.
Quite possibly. Was I silent for a while? Or
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
That's why we're like, is he still awake?
quite possibly not. But I miss. Slash, why am I being called?
We're
What's the
asking,
question?
like, Haley's going to sleep for the night. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not far behind. I was suggesting this from the off.
Yeah.
All good.
So, Haley's left the bed for you because you're much bigger than her, and she's just in front of the fire, like snoring.
All good. Melissa?
So this is a window, yes?
That is a window.
Is this also a window, or is that a door?
That is a wall.
Just a wall?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, it should be a back door, but the way I've set this place up, it is just a wall.
Okay. Yep. Sweet as. Is there any kind of light box anywhere around that I can use to just cover the window?
Light box?
Yeah. So like something with a little amount
a
of
box that is light. Yeah. You can take one of the crates and like put it on the stand just below the window if you want.
Yes. Can I do that, please?
Sure. You
Wonderful.
do that, and I might just find like a visible representation so we remember. Okay.
Sweet.
And that's all you want to do? Or?
I also want to make sure that the front door is locked.
Sure. You lock it easily.
Sweet. And then I am going to post up my bedroll where I currently have my cur, like my token, and I'll sleep there.
Sure. No worries. There we go. Okay. So, you guys all go take a long rest. Melissa, what is your passive perception?
Passive perception is 11.
11. Okay. As you guys sleep through the night, it doesn't take you quickly because of the loud cheering and fireworks going off outside, till about midnight, when things start to die down. But Melissa, early in the morning, you wake as you feel a kind of static tingle. Your hair's kind of standing up a little bit as you just kind of feel a bit uncomfortable. But that's where you're at right now. You have not successfully completed a long rest, and you take a point of exhaustion.
Okay. Can I check if it has anything to do with the crystal that I've got on me?
You take out the crystal, and as you take it out, it looks like the crystal has kind of dimmed. It's not glowing nearly as bright. It's more transparent, less blue. But
when holding it, has it lost some of the strength of static that it had before?
Yes, much so. Like it's very faint in comparison to what it was.
Okay, I'm going to get up and head down the stairs, see if it has any visual changes on the way down.
Cool. You get up, like kind of tired and dreary, open the basement door, head down. The dim blue glow greets your eyes, and it doesn't change at all as you enter the room, but you do feel it kind of pull towards the other crystals and the center of the room.
Okay, if I put it directly into the goo at the edge of the room, is there any visual changes to it?
As you put it in the goo, you see what looks like the goo evaporates a little bit around the edges of its pool, and the crystal slowly begins to regain its hue.
Okay. I'm going to leave that crystal in the pool,
Okay.
grab a different crystal,
Mm-hmm.
and put it inside of a crate next, and hide it in one of the crates next to the, in the foyer area of the ground floor.
Okay. Any specific one? Do you want to ping that for me?
Kind of just at the back one, just so it's not first thing checked.
Sure. No worries. But next 2 hours pass, if you're not doing anything else, and the rest of you wake up.
Ugh. Mallow, are you awake?
I'm getting there.
Alright. I'll go find somewhere to make coffee. And Haley, pulls herself up out of bed and looks at the fire again. And it's still glowing brightly, isn't it? It hasn't dimmed at all overnight.
It looks exactly the same.
Can I do an Arcana check on it?
Sure.
Just quickly. That's a 26.
26.
Mm-hmm.
This is a magical flame.
I figured as much. At least we got a magical fire! Alright, you stay there. I'll make coffee. Where's Melissa? Did she sleep downstairs? Okay, and she sort of rolls up, rubs her eyes, and grabs her bag of coffee that she got from Asta out from her rucksack, and goes to find something to put it in to boil it.
All goods. There is some basic cooking utensils downstairs.
Yep.
Which you can take back to the fire to do some boiling water.
Yep.
But as you come downstairs and see Melissa's probably having the worst hair day you've ever seen.
Melissa, you alright? Do you sleep at all?
Can I say no to both of those questions?
I figured as much. Would you like some coffee? I'm about to make some.
Sure. I would also like to talk to you about those papers.
That's fine. Come upstairs. And Haley fills. Haley grabs the kettle, and trudges her way back upstairs, filling it up at whatever water source there is in the room, and then goes to heat it up by the fire. It's a magical flame, that one.
Melis kind of looks at the stairs and is just like, do I have to?
It's stairs, Melissa. It's not an elevator. You can manage it.
That's effort.
Look, just come upstairs. I can tell you about the things I read in the manifest. You can tell me about whatever you found out. Then we can have coffee and try to move this great lump off the bed so he doesn't dent the slats.
Oi!
Ouch.
Begrudgingly walks up the stairs. Kind of four-legged, hops up the stairs.
Do the monkey run?
Yeah, an 8-year-old who's
Yep.
just finding stairs for the
Yep.
first time in a house.
Melissa, we had stairs at the Bilgewater bar. Why-
Yes, but I didn't feel like my head was gonna hit the fucking wall every time I walked up them.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, so Haley makes coffee, and as she does, she starts telling Melissa about what she found out from reading the manifest earlier, about the fluctuating power thing, the activation, the logs,
Yep.
and all that sort of thing.
I could have told you
as
much
she's
of that.
making coffee. Well, I didn't know you were downstairs. I called for you, but you didn't hear me, clearly.
I've made some discoveries.
What did you find out as she's passing out
None of
steaming
which I
mugs?
like.
She's passing out steaming mugs to Mallow and Melissa.
So the luminescent blue goo is not natural, nor are the crystals, which
Really?
are made of the same thing.
I'm surprised by that. They look really organic.
Yes, they also seem to lose their charge, and the goo seems to be stored in the crystals.
That
And it also seems it makes me not sleep, so I don't like them.
That's fair enough, but isn't that similar to the containment fluid that we found in Singed Lair? You know, the stuff that was in the vats
I have
that
no
hardened.
clue.
Remember how it hardened on exposure to air, but was fluid?
Roll an intelligence check, Haley.
It's a 19.
Oh damn, it's similar.
Different color, but the same stuff, right?
Different
Similar.
color, similar properties.
Yeah. So if they're very similar, and I don't know if I have any samples left of the old one that we found. I'd love to do a
Oh,
comparison.
yes, I have a question.
Yes.
In Piltover, are there any, like, Centurion automation kind of things?
Oh, there's plenty. Anywhere it can be outsourced to a non-human or a non-person, then it's going to be outsourced to an automaton.
Yep.
Okay.
A couple of examples you would know are things like defense, like the plaza in Piltover. You know, being a very political kind of place, has inbuilt defense robots that they call Plaza Guardians, and any threats they will automatically dispatch of them.
I've even seen
inside
them in
their
use
programming.
in terms of traffic control. Like crossing guards, that sort of thing. The arm that comes out to stop traffic from coming across so you can walk across, that's all automated. That's all automatons.
So you don't just use the army?
No, the army uses the best ones. But like little jobs are usually that don't need a mind to control. Little jobs like that, you know. Lots of automatons are doing that sort of thing. They're not very powerful, the ones that aren't used by the army or by the upper science crust, so to speak. But no, there's a lot of them. They're pretty popular here.
Okay, well, because it seems that these goo crystals might be a way of holding energy and charging a new type of Centurion of some description, but I don't know. This isn't my field of expertise.
What did you
I just
find?
am good at poking around.
What did you find when you were down there? You were down there for a long time. So
Yes.
how strange.
So Malice will kind of go on to explain that she found like chassis of specifically larger builds which don't have many internal components. She found things that can be used as weaponry and as technically could be used for construction. Technically,
Yeah. How odd.
Uh,
I wonder, Melissa, you know when you saw the small boy earlier who had that beautiful work done on his arm? You didn't happen to see
yes.
any of this goo stuff or crystal stuff on him, did you?
I might have, but I wouldn't remember.
That's a shame. I hope he comes back.
'Cause I don't know. Stanley might be here at some different point. Also, just a note: is his name Stanley? Like
Yep.
one thing, or is it Stan Lee?
Lee.
No, it's one
Stanley.
thing.
Okay,
Stanley.
because I had that in my notes.
Yeah,
like which
Stanley.
one?
No. He's not a Lee. He's Stanley.
He's Stanley. Stanley Yelnats. Well, I don't know about you, but sleeping on the floor has done a number on my back. We're going to have to find a better way of organizing this bedroom for the three of us.
You're gonna have to get some more beds.
I know just the man for that.
Do you?
That's it. Yes, I do.
Oh right, I forget. Not everybody's in different new places like I am.
Yes, no, I'm sorry, Melissa. It's just I know a gentleman who is pretty much a salesman of anything. He's a bit like Shugu,
Makes
but
good beds.
he's a bit like Shugu, but less moist, I would say. can find you pretty much anything you need.
Interesting descriptor.
I'm not wrong, Melissa. I'm not wrong. As far as I
The
know, he's
trouble
not a
is
pervert.
Bilgewater's an oceanside, so most things are moist.
Yes, well,
Okay, well, I think I'll follow you guys around today, but tomorrow I've got an idea of something I want to do.
all right.
I'm just rather tired to do it now.
That's all right. I'm just going to take a quick pee break. I'll be back in a second.
All good. We'll wait until she gets back to absorb what happens next.
I'm sorry for passing out in the middle of that.
So good, it was just me investigating a bottom room.
It's okay, man. It's all very like skill check based stuff. Don't mean to undershadow you as a character. It's just important for what's going on.
No, my fault for the sleep schedule I posed and not realizing it wasn't a 4 o'clock start.
Boy.
Otherwise, I'd have tried to get some sleep in before the session and woken up for it rather than just fighting through.
Makes sense. Like running on no sleep is just the way we do things.
Until I passed out in the middle of D&D.
If it happens, it happens.
All right, I'm back.
No worries. As you guys are getting ready to head out for the day, can I get you guys to make a perception check real quick?
Yep, sure.
12.
12?
A perception check, you say?
8.
Perception check, yes.
Haley got a 17.
17.
Yeah.
Haley,
Mm-hmm.
you hear from downstairs what sounds like a very audible pop sound as it's almost like a small bang.
What was that? So that's downstairs in our building, right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Haley bolts up and sprints downstairs.
All good. Sprint all the way down to the basement and looking kind of at the pool of goo that used to be there. It doesn't look like it's where it was before, but you see what looks like impact marks of this blue substance hitting the walls and different surfaces, even the roof, in this basement area.
Like an egg exploding in a microwave.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. Like it's just gone boom. And
Oh God. Melissa,
Hmm?
did you do something to the goo downstairs?
Yes, which time?
Like, it's exploded.
Oh, cool, so that's what that does.
What? Haley comes back up the stairs. What did you do to it? It's like an egg exploded in there.
Crystal absorbs goo. Me put a near empty. Well, I guess a near empty. I don't know. It seemed near empty. Probably.
So
A near empty crystal
in the
into goo. It started absorbing it, and then I just walked away.
I think it may have reached its capacity because now there's shards and dripping spots in equal measure all over the ceiling.
as a bit of blue goo just hits the top of your head.
Ah! And Haley's hair just starts to rise up.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yep.
So to confirm, is there any visuals from the actual crystal?
Yeah, it looks like where you left that crystal, it detonated on the spot you left it at, and impact radius wise around the walls and stuff. It looks like there's residual like blue like bits of goo.
Yeah, but I'm asking if there's like shards of a physical object, or is it all turned back to goo?
It looks like it's all turned back to goo.
Interesting. I have no clue what that means because me not big brain to this.
Melissa, I have seen you cast a barrage of spells. Don't ever say you're not big brain. You might be smooth brain, but big brain indeed.
It's something about big brain.
Don't worry about it. Look, and Haley reaches up and tries to smear the goo off the top of her head, but just ends up getting multiple static shocks in her hand, and it starts ringing it. Like, in future, can you please not leave whatever crystal in the goo? Because I'm going to have to come down here and clean this up eventually, and I don't really...
Just to see like a small electric current run up 2 different spiked strands of hair on Haley's head.
I should probably there's a crystal upstairs as well.
Whereabouts upstairs?
Find it.
Well,
As well as just has a smile.
If I ever manage to make anything good out of this, you're only getting the prototype. You're not getting the final object.
I mean, sure, if you can make something out of this.
I don't like your tone, Melisra. Made you coffee and now I have goo in my hair. This is fine. This is fine. We should probably go back to the ship and tell the captain that old mate was looking for Billy Briggs. I don't know if the word's been passed to him yet, so we should probably do that. And then I have some people I want to see in the city.
As long as we get me a bed.
If you like, you can stay. Just promise me you won't put any more crystals in the goo without checking on them, at least after 6 hours.
Sure. I'll stay behind. Have fun.
No, promise me that you won't leave crystals in the goo for longer than 6 hours. You're not going to promise me.
Smiles.
Well, you're cleaning it up then because you're taller than I am and you can reach the roof. Very good. Malu, do you want to come into town with me today or would you like to stay here?
Town.
All right, very good.
Will us opt into staying behind and taking a long rest?
You can do that.
Awesome. I'll hand 400 gold pieces over to Haley just to be sure that they can do what they need to do.
Oh, lovely.
Okay.
Thank you.
So Melissa will not be present for most of the day today, and throw out her sleeping. No.
Perfectly fine for me, bro. I've got some stuff that we wouldn't mind doing.
Yeah, she can just sleep in the big bed upstairs while we still have one.
All good. You guys head out, leaving Melissa to take a massive rest.
Just take a nap.
A nap. What are you up to today? First priority.
Okay, so first priority, I want to swing back down via the docks to see our ship and hopefully find our captain, or if not, some of our other crew members to tell them that we have lodging, and to go and see Kira if they want to find lodging themselves in the city.
All good. You make your way. 1 second. Whoop. Is that? Oh, my song fell. 1 second. There we go. Let's cue that up again. All right. So you guys make your way back to the port. As you make the short walk down to the shallow ports, you see your ship with a white robed gentleman and 4 blue uniformed officers standing on it. Looks like they're doing something, as a couple of them crouch down briefly. As you get closer, they start walking off as escorting Billy Briggs in handcuffs.
Oh my god. I thought we'd get here in time to let him know.
You lot.
Hi, Billy. We were just coming to warn you, actually.
he just kind of like gives you a bit of side eye and looks down. Look, it's best he doesn't talk until he gets a lawyer, but he's smart enough to know that.
I understand.
Sorry, things moved faster than anticipated.
No, I expected
Bit
so.
of new damning evidence came across my desk last night.
I beg your pardon?
I'll be in touch. As gives you a nod and come on, boys, take him downtown.
Billy, we'll come to see you. Don't worry.
He gives you eye contact for a second and then just turns away.
I don't like that, Malu. I thought I had him right, but it looks like I had him wrong.
Going onto the boat, doesn't appear Zarkon or Scoin are present, but Mimix is here.
Awesome. Mimix! How are you doing?
Oh,
Are you enjoying the big city?
no. What is going on? All our friends are disappearing.
I don't know. When we went to see the gentleman in the office yesterday, they said Billy was being investigated for something. I don't know what's going on. I'll get to the bottom of it.
Huh.
We've also found lodging.
Okay. Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
So if you don't want to stay on the boat, come with us and we'll take you back home. Rock, how are you doing?
Is there enough room? Rock stayed behind in Bilgewater.
He did too. I forgot about that. Well, Mimix, it's tight, but we might be able to squeeze you in.
Look, I'm going to look into what's going on with Billy. I'm happy to stay here, and considering there's no one really around to keep an eye on our ship at the moment, I think it is best.
I agree. Good thinking, Mimix. Yes, when we went to see the officer yesterday, he said something about Billy being involved with the Cam Barons, which I find very strange.
What is that?
Cam Barons are... I don't know how you'd put it in terms... Okay. A Chem Baron is someone who is in control of a particular set of chemicals or a particular set of things that people want that may or may not necessarily be legal that make them perform better at doing things.
I see they are bad people.
Most of them are, yes.
Hmm.
Not just bad, but unscrupulous. They don't make distinction between women or children or anything like that. Anyone is fair game for them.
I see. I will be careful.
Please be careful, Mimix.
Look,
if you do get stuck though, and Haley writes down the address of where they're staying, come here because that's where we are now.
Okay, I will work out these numbers at some point.
If not, pass them on to Scoin, and then you can both come by.
Just so you know, there is some kind of thing happening in the plaza uptown. I went out for a walk this morning and it appears some people are gathering around.
In the plaza?
Yes, I think that's what they called it.
Oh, that must be the announcements parade. Okay, very good. Thank you, Mimix. Take care of yourself. I love you. And then Haley just jumps off the boat. Come on, Malu. We've got things to do. We need to get to the plaza. I want to see what's going on. I want to see who's getting their cards this year.
Not a problem. You guys make steady tracks towards the plaza, and there is a large crowd. As you get close, you see the kind of stage setup they've got going on. There's big sort of announcement tech with large speakers set up on the stage. And as you get closer, can you roll me a history check?
Haley?
Yep.
History check. All right. It's 11.
Not a problem. Looking onto the stage, you recognize one particular figure as he's starting to step up to the announcement podium. and make an address. This individual is Jay Medada, one of the pioneers of Shurima and its lost artifacts, and also the next in line to inherit the Medada household and empire. Further along the stage, you also recognize William Ferros, one of the other family heads in the city.
Mm-hmm.
The Ferros family, you would know, is very influential in the way of sourcing Hextech crystals. That's what they made their fortune on. They also have delves into intelligence and law enforcement. The other people on stage seem to be either university folk or other aristocrats.
Academics.
Or yeah.
Okay. Malu! Oh my goodness, this is the announcements day. I forgot that this happened. Alright, keep your eyes and ears peeled. We'll hear some good information here. This is
Attention!
This is usually when they give out things about, like, grants and theses and stuff like this.
People of Piltover. My name is Jay Medada, as I'm sure you're all aware. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all apprenti that made it through this year's application. Some truly impressive inventions were shown to us this year, and I'm proud to say we have recruited the best. To all their families, you should be proud. Your children are going to make something of themselves and drive the City of Progress forward. Now, as for my second announcement, when it comes to the current lockdown on the lower city, we are doing everything in our power to rectify this situation as soon as we can. But our national security as a state must come first. There is an individual in the city that would share our secrets for military gain to the Noxian Empire. And we don't want another rune war on our hands. I think we can all understand that. Third, on a more positive note, I would like to announce a new initiative. From this day forward, we will be legalizing, as you hear a loud boom. Can I get both of you to make Constitution saving throws?
Yep.
As gravity underneath you heightens.
Oh, Haley gets a 6.
6.
13.
Okay. Those are both fails. Give me 1 second here. Where is it? Got it.
If this is some sort of battle, this is why you never split the party.
Don't worry, I plan to get into some shit myself.
Like the way you've said that, Melisra. I hope it doesn't end. I hope it doesn't come to that.
You know what you were saying earlier about grave
Yes. Yep.
premonitions?
Yep.
Yep.
I didn't think I'd be solo on this mission.
No. Well, we just left you behind to take a nap. Like, you look like you needed one. Sorry.
Your bodies grow heavy. As you look around below you, weaving across the pavement are thin, copper-like looking beams. The light purple energy ripping off them sends a shiver down your spine. You find it hard to even raise your head as, looking around you, people... No. Robots? Metallic figures start to circle the crowd, moving in between them, unaffected. A man gets up on the stage. People of Piltover, you stand here today, stood to listen to the lies of the ruling class.
God, it's Victor. Oh my God.
The inequality of the two cities is a toxic relationship that will no longer stand. My name is Victor. I and the Church of the Augmented will bring equality and revolution to Piltover and Zorn. No longer will people grovel in the smog and poverty of the lower city. No longer will the rich govern you like slaves. I extend this invitation to everyone here. To change, become something new, stronger, powerful. Look at me and my brethren. We are equals. Each one of us strong. A weapon. A collective. I have seen the pain of flesh and bone. 2 weeks back, I met a boy with no arm. A life of pain ahead of him. For years, I have helped those with no ability to play on an equal field. Now, I am changing the field, so everyone has a chance to be something great. Join me and my followers, or fall and become forgotten. The revolution starts now. Become something new. The future. Progress. You have 1 week. And then all that stand in our way will fall. Goodbye, good people. I expect you to make the right choice. And as for your ruling class here, I will take them somewhere more deserving of their lies. As he, one by one, has his men cuff, bag, and extract the people on stage, you hear a loud whistle and siren in the distance. As they all leave. About 2 minutes later, the effects of this field wear off. And you can once again move, but feeling heavy and weak. There's crying and panic in the crowd around you.
Malu, we have to get home.
We're gonna fight this guy, right?
Eventually, yes, but we're not strong enough yet.
We've got a week.
We have less than 24 hours before he comes back to take what's his. We need to get home now.
No shopping?
I think shopping can fucking wait, don't you?
A couple more minutes pass and you hear whistles and sirens as what looks like the police force rolls in numbers as one of them, what looks like a constable, starts barking out orders. Secure the perimeter! No one leaves without questioning. I want statements from everyone present. Not a drop of evidence leaves the square. You two.
Yes,
I
sir.
want a quick rundown on what happened, now.
Essentially, we were here watching the
Deputy,
announcement.
notepad.
Essentially, we were
Go
here
ahead.
watching the announcement. We got hit by the gravity field, and we had no choice but to
Gravity
stay and watch.
Right, what do they look like?
Well,
These assailants.
they appeared. I wouldn't say assailants, sir. More just accomplices. They didn't do anything to. They didn't do anything to anyone in the crowd, as far as I'm aware. The thing that knocked us all down was a gravity field coming out of the floor.
Okay, I need a description.
Tall, mostly humanoid-looking, made of copper.
Made of metal?
Made of metal of some
Yeah,
sort. Looks
copper.
like copper.
Okay. Right. And what about the rest of his group? Were they the same?
As far as I could see, yes. I didn't get a good look at the gentleman on the stage. As you can see, I am quite short.
I see.
Cybernetic enhancements galore.
Right. They've made their move. Thank you. All of you, round up any suspects. You two can go.
Thank you.
Rest of you, track down any leads. They don't leave the upper city. As the police start spreading out, you see various assaultments, taking questions, like people crying, some talking in circles, some even, shouting and denouncing the police force here as, they get arrested for publicly supporting these ideas that this man was talking about. It looks like entire chaos, and the tension between the police and the people seems to be getting more and more tense the longer you stay here.
Malu, we need to go. We need to go now. Melissa is back at the home by herself, and I think you know as well as I do that our house has something to do with this.
Mr. V, alright? Dr. V.
Dr. V. I can't believe he's using children as a ballast point for this. That sickens me. Quick, let's go. And you can pick me up if it makes you run faster. I don't care. We just need to get there as fast as possible.
Well ahead of you.
All good. Melissa, you've been long resting for the majority of the day, or were you doing something else?
Long resting.
All good. I will let you complete that long rest, but can I get a perception check real quick as you're mulling around the house?
6.
6? Okay. It doesn't quite sink in that something's wrong until you feel a metal hand on your shoulder. As you turn around, you see a construct of what was once a man looking at you with two beady, glowing orange eyes. As with the other arm, they stick what feels like a cannon into your back.
fleshling. Take me to the basement. No.
Sure. And I just want to quickly clarify. Will that cleanse my exhaustion?
It will, yes.
Sweet, because it was just a different option in D&D Beyond, so I just wanted to make sure.
Cool.
Sure, follow me.
He keeps
Can I do a religion check?
He keeps an arm on your shoulder and the cannon in your back the entire time as you start moving. Yeah? What are you trying to discern?
I'm trying to see if there's any religions that I've known about through my travels that are related to machinery, because
Sure.
I do have proficiency in religion.
Roll religion.
9!
Not that day.
9.
You, not been local, haven't heard of any such religion that evolves around machinery. From your knowledge.
Okay, no worries. I just take him to the door to the basement.
All good.
Is there any reason you need the basement, or just gonna keep the cannon pressed to my back and
Silence.
keep quiet?
Follow
Cool.
instructions and no one gets hurt.
As you track down into the basement, you feel this machine's grip slightly tighten as you move into the room. I will put that there, and I don't have a appropriate token for this guy at the moment, so I'm just going to use this as a placeholder.
Okay. Is it
No.
possible to do a perception check to see, like, if I can tell they are strong?
You can do an insight check.
Yep, sweet. Okay. I hate this today. 12.
Even with a 12, this humanoid, quite tall, like relatively broad construct, you are pretty sure he fucks. Like
Okay.
Pretty sure he fucks, fam.
he doesn't look like he's meant to be messed with, even at a short glance. And feeling the size of the barrel in your back, you're pretty sure he could obliterate your torso from the other two halves of your body at the click of a button.
Okay.
All good. Now,
Activate the control panel. Slowly.
Okay.
as you move over, you see the control panel in front of you, the large button almost begging to be pressed.
Well, to be honest, I wanted to do this anyway. I'll push the button.
Push the button. Sequence initiating. Level 1. Engaged. As you look over to the pad, you see this small orb start floating up as little bits of kinetic lightning raise it underneath, and you see bits of the carapace and metal from around the room slowly start to drag towards it.
Raise the level. Speed this up now.
I think it'd be safer to go a bit slower, but okay.
Take us to level 3.
Do you mind if we do level 2 for a bit first, or?
Level 3 now.
Okay.
Last chance.
As you raise it up, you see the kinetic lightning coming off these crystal inlays around this orb quicken, and all this metal almost at once magnetizes around this dais as you see this creature materialize around the orb in the center of its chest, as it looks like bits of kinetic lightning are holding its form together.
Good. Now take us up to level 5.
Okay.
As you raise the lever further, you see this creature like power up, zapping all this blue glow out of the dais, and most of the crystals around the room just dim and flicker slightly as it reaches out to the other orb on the table in front of you and fires what looks like an arc of lightning straight into it as another one of these creatures magnetizes and forms in front of you. As you look at these two massive electric constructs looming overhead.
Press log 1 now.
I'll do so.
Command log activated. Entered password.
Password, Grey Lady. Override, initiate.
Password accepted. Control override accepted. As this command goes through, you see both of these figures turn towards this metal man behind you.
Good girl. Now. Night.
I need you to make a con save as his grip turns to your neck and starts.
19.
19? All good. You feel the air start to leave your lungs as you struggle to gain a breath. Eventually, your eyes roll back, but you don't quite pass out as he drops you. You lightly gasp, but your eyes don't close as you watch his long metal form move across the basement.
Command, follow. Next target. Zone. Move out.
As he starts walking purposely over towards the steps, and you see these creatures of lightning and metal kind of almost adjacent move in tandem following this creature as they make their way upstairs and out of the house. Takes you about 2 minutes to get your breath back and pull yourself up, but you're able to recount the events.
You guys should be so proud of me. I was so close to killing myself there. In a noble attempt to not be stupid.
Malice, you alright? You look pale as fuck. What happened?
These guys do get back relatively soon afterwards, about 5 minutes after the entire ordeal. And we'll take you guys to this room.
Oh, well, hello, guys.
Malice, what happened?
Did you see a man of metal leaving the house by chance?
Not leaving the house, but we've just seen do some fucking dumb bullshit in the square. So we hightailed it back here as fast as we could. What happened?
Oh, yeah. This dude kind of woke me up and had me taken down to the basement. I figured out what all the stuff was.
What was all the stuff?
Yeah, I was kind of right. They're, like, somewhat automatons, but they're not auto. They're kind of, like, commanded and controlled.
Yep.
Yeah, there's two of them specifically. They're powered by electricity, surprisingly, and they use the goo to power, I assume. Yeah, the dude fucked.
Yeah, your neck looks really red and raw.
I don't even know if it was a hand, to be quite frank.
Are you alright? We came back here as soon as we could.
I'm alive, and I might not have been if I was braver. With
Melissa?
quotation marks.
Melissa, you're always brave. Don't be ridiculous.
Oh no, I was gonna do something irrevocably stupid, but I held myself back.
Thank you. So, do you know if there's any more goo left downstairs, or is it all gone?
I believe it's all gone?
It's all gone.
Yep, all gone.
The-
No, it's not all gone.
oh, that's true.
I have a crystal.
Yeah, there's one left.
Would that also affect the power of one of the golems? In technicality.
Hard to tell.
Okay.
So you're saying that all that goo was like liquefied power, like we knew, and these robots came downstairs. Sorry,
Nope.
woke you up, dragged you downstairs, got you to activate the orbs, and then they turned into more robots?
No, there was only one guy.
Okay. But is the rest of it accurate?
Yeah. I knew I should have played with those balls more.
I'm starting to think you're right. I'm starting to feel like I maybe gave myself too much space to read the manifest.
Yeah, oh well. Can we go to where I wanted to go anyway? Because it kind of falls in line.
Yes, please. Yes, let's do, because all of my plans are fucking written off now. There was a massive...
Awesome!
There was a
The
massive...
police station!
There was a massive protest, or something happened in the square, where a gentleman turned up and knocked us all down with some sort of gravity pulse. And then all of these automatons just rose up out of the ground, and he was saying something about, like, the division between rich and poor. You know, it sounded pretty reasonable, all things considered. And then he mentioned the fact that he treated a small boy and felt bad for his suffering, which makes me think that this home was his home. Like, this was his experiment base. So as soon as we could get away, Mello and I sprinted here, because I didn't want you to be in trouble. But clearly we missed out.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, yeah.
Malice is kind of like, this is all normal!
Well, then, let's go to where you wanted to go, then. Let's go to the police station, or
Awesome.
wherever you wanted to get to. We can worry about the rest of the things later.
Well, no, we're going there because we're worrying, right?
I mean, yes, you're not wrong.
And to be honest, I kind of just want to see what they're like. I also want to read some of the law. I want to know what I can and can't kill.
That's enough for me.
Alright. Police station.
See, I told you guys we're going there!
Alright. So, the police station is on the southern side of the city. So, to the right, it's the large red brick building with the peaked spire on the top, and it's mainly located at the top level of Piltover, but it has smaller precincts dotting over the rest of the city, but the main one is up there.
Awesome, let's go to the main place, because,
Okay.
as we know from Bilgewater, small people can't do shit.
Yes, unfortunately, yes, we do know that.
Looking around, it looks like there is very increased police presence in the city. Like, not many folk are outside their homes right now. It looks like there's a checkpoint set up between the lower and upper city.
Great. Okay.
Oh, Haley, now that I think about it,
Yes.
Is there any like religious centers here?
There's a few. There's the church, which is like she says it with quotation marks, like the church, which is a massive focal center for lots of things here. But what, like, do you mean a religion in particular, or?
As a note, the church mainly exists purely in Zorn, and their doctrine is self-augmentation.
Yeah.
And basically replacing their humanity with metal.
So I explained that to Melis.
Yeah.
And then, like, do you mean anything else, or is that...
Are there any Damascian ones? Because I know that Demacia lets some high-level scientists welcome in Demacia, but I don't know about vice versa.
I don't know. I think if you were to find anything like that, would have to go to the university.
Oh, damn.
Unfortunately, our academic protections extend to quite a fair few from across Valoran. So, honestly, if we were to go to look for something like that, it would be the university. But we can go there after this if you want. It might take us a while. But...
Oh, no, I just wanted a reason to be here. An excuse to be here, I mean.
You could definitely look into it. Like, there might be some sect of Damascian faith within the city.
Yeah, I'm... As a character...
It's a very multicultural hub of trade.
Yeah, see, for Haley's experience in Piltover, like, everything for her centers at the university. So you start from there and then you work your way out for Haley. That's, that's how it works.
Yeah.
So.
Malice is just wondering if she can essentially use the identity of a veiled one, like a veiled lady disguise, essentially.
Veiled lady? To do what, exactly?
Just say that I'm here on, like, religious purpose, seeking out, like, other people's, like, branches of it.
I see.
But it was all just an excuse.
All good. Sure. Like, you can attempt that once you get there. Anyway, are you approaching this checkpoint? How do you want to proceed?
Yeah, we'll approach the checkpoint. Or Haley will, anyway.
Nella positions herself behind Haley.
What's my alibi?
I don't
Hey.
know, we just roll with Haley.
Stop. What's your reason for being out right now?
We have information for the constabulary in regard to the events that happened in the square.
I see. We are the constabulary. You can tell us.
Alright, very good. Although I do think this might be better referred to a higher member. Not to disparage you at all, sir, but I think this is fairly
It depends what
important.
you tell me.
Basically, we live in the house where the guy just was. We have information.
No. Melis puts her hand on Haley's shoulder.
Excuse me, what?
Melis puts her hands out to be arrested.
We have information regarding the gentleman who got up to some shenanigans in the square. We think it might be valuable to the higher powers of the police force. Therefore, I suggest
This
you
will just be
fast-track us.
faster, please.
Boys, put him in cuffs. Now.
Great.
As they come around to each of you and put on what look like very thick metal shackles. Melissa and Haley, you suddenly feel heavier.
Okay, then
Oh, great. This again.
That's alright, Malice, it won't be for long.
All good. Okay. Throw him in the cart. Let's go. You two. Break time's over. Take point on the checkpoint. We've got to take these guys up to main HQ. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. Can be used and might be used against you.
You mean can and will?
Shut
up. Let's go.
I was about to say might be. Definitely.
They take you up on a short journey in the back of what is a pretty sophisticated looking cart. And eventually they take you out and bring you inside a very large red brick building with peaked roofs of dark navy blue. First things first, they take you into a cell each, and they do not remove your handcuffs as each of them leaves and locks the door behind them. And they have split you up individually. About 2 hours pass. Eventually, the door slams open, Haley.
Mm-hmm.
An officer comes in. Come with me.
Haley stands up and just follows.
He walks briskly, a little too fast for you.
I have to I have to like run to keep up.
As he briefly checks over his shoulder to make sure you're coming with his partner behind him. And he opens the door to a room and beckons you in. There's a table there and 2 chairs on either side. Sit there.
Haley sits.
He takes a chain from the table, clips it onto your handcuffs. His partner goes to stand in the corner of the room while he leaves. About 5 more minutes pass. And then a woman wearing purple clothing, corset, and a custom top hat enters the room. Well, Cupcake. I hear you have something to talk to me about.
Good afternoon, Sheriff. Yes, I do. You're aware of the events...
Start from the beginning.
You're aware of the events that happened earlier on this afternoon in the square, aren't you?
Very aware.
Okay, good. So myself and my friends, who you also have in the cells back there, we arrived in Piltover yesterday afternoon. And we sought out lodging somewhere in the city, and we found ourselves neck deep in a mess, I believe.
It's very interesting stuff. In fact, I have a report here from Customs saying that you are a part of a crew with Billy Briggs and
Yes.
currently investigated potential criminal.
If it helps, Sheriff, I can vouch for him. He saved my life multiple times. But I'm sure
It's
that
not about vouching.
I know. I'm sure that doesn't help in regard to your investigation, so I'll let that pass for now. It's of no relevance.
Look, you're right there. It is of no relevance to the current matter. Tell me about the events in the square, what you know.
Alright, so myself and my large compatriot Malu, we found ourselves in the square, heading out to do a bit of shopping, and then I heard that announcement day was on today, and myself, I'm part of the University of Piltover, so of course I want to go and see which apprentices have been accepted where, so I decided to head down that way, and we found ourselves caught in the middle of that. I don't want to call it a demonstration, because it was more than that, but that event that happened there. And then we gave our reports to the officers who asked us questions, and we headed straight back to our lodging, which I'm about to tell you may or may not have evidence pertaining to this particular event. It belonged to a certain Dr. V, and we found some things in the basement after going through several armed traps that might be of huge concern to this investigation.
And why didn't you report this straight away?
Honestly, madam, it just... For us, this sort of thing isn't out of the ordinary. We've come straight from Bilgewater. That sort of thing
Look,
there was...
I'll stop you right there. Bilgewater is a lawless place of scum and villainy.
You're not wrong.
You're back in Piltover. We have laws. Way to deal with these things. I find that your situation is very suspicious. If you had a head on your shoulders, you reported all this to the constabulary as soon as you found it.
Ma'am, we had no idea what was going on in the wider context of Piltover. As far as we could see, no one was being harmed immediately. If anything, he seemed to be doing good work for the community. I'm just saying, it seemed. Nothing raised my suspicions that someone was getting hurt or that anything illegal was going on. As far as I was concerned, this appeared to be a at-home experiment that may have gone wrong, which I didn't think was an immediate pressing concern for the constabulary, given how much other stuff you have to deal with at the moment.
Very well. Do you have anything else to tell me?
Honestly, no. Just go and check out the house. That's all I have.
We already have officers looking into the house.
Good.
Now, my officer over here is going to take you back to your cell.
Wonderful.
Bring the next one in. See if they corroborate her story. Takes you back to your cell.
Yep.
And the door shuts for now. Malu,
I am here, I am awake.
the same process happens to you. You get pulled into a room. Shortly after, a woman enters. She's got pink spiky hair. She's chewing on a toothpick. And she's got 2 massive gauntlets over each of her fists. Well, hi. Look at you, big man. How'd you get here?
On a ship with some
Right,
found family.
right. And, tell me about this square incident with the metal man. I take it that's why you're here?
I accompanied my short friend to the square, who seemed keen and eager to hear the announcement ceremony. I am here acting more so as protection rather than any invested interest on my own behalf. When a surge of power came from the ground in the form of a purple wave in the floor, rendering everyone in the square motionless. When Dr. V and his mechanoid companions stood up and gave their speech.
Right. So you know his name? Dr. V?
I'm afraid that's me putting 2 and 2 together, ma'am.
And who's to say you're not in league with him? In fact, based on how everything's lining up right now, you guys are our prime suspects. You just suddenly take up his lease? Coincidence?
My short
Cut
friend.
the bullshit, big man. Tell me everything you know right now.
The
Or I have
barkeep.
permission to make a mess.
The barkeep time gave us a recommendation to see a madam by the name of Kira about a lodging. Speaking to Kira, the offer seemed acceptable, so we accepted. Last night we approached our lodgings to find out it was rented previously by a Dr. V. We inquired around the house, disabling a trap and discovering a workshop of sorts in the basement. This morning we woke, and plan B was to come and speak to you guys about it after the announcement ceremony, when we get caught up in all of this mess. That is the
Right.
timeline.
I see. And you didn't think it was necessary to report it to the authorities straight away?
You see, we come from a line of work where, well, I'm from Bilgewater. Many of these things you have to deal with on a personal level before you reach out for help. We've grown accustomed to that.
That's gonna be a problem here, sweetie. We have rules that our citizens and guests need to follow. Now, what's this? As she takes out a blue crystal. Silent treatment now. Well, don't call it an admission of guilt, but it doesn't look good for you.
The basement was covered, but as far as I was aware, it was powering the trap door or something like that. I have no knowledge of what it can do or what it is. My compatriots seemed interested in it, but I have no affiliation for magics.
Maybe you just are the muscle. Alright. Take him back to his cell. Get the moody one in here. You're up again, Caitlin. Takes you back to your cell. Close the door. Melissa, your cell door opens. 2 guards come in and escort you to this room. You sat down at the table and chained to it. You see a woman come in, brown hair, purple dress, corset, top hat. We've talked to both of your friends. Now, let's hear your story.
Firstly, the whole idea of getting arrested was to speed up the process. 2 hours is not fun to just sit around and wait. Which part of the story do you want to hear?
You can start from the beginning.
Okay, I was born in a city far from here. Or a bit further along than that.
Vi, come in here. You see a tall, buff, spiky, pink-haired woman come in with 2 massive mechanical gauntlets as she punches one into the other and cracks each joint in front of you. Sarcasm's not going to get you anywhere.
True, I believe Lariat described this as good cop, bad cop.
Let me be frank, we're both bad cops.
Oh, good.
Now,
Then this should be quick.
tell us what pertains to the topic, or we'll make you talk.
Again, more than happy to talk, just be a bit more specific.
The house, the metal man, this crystal, Vi?
Oh, you found it. Nice.
Did you hide it?
Oh, yes. I was a bit curious about what it did, because I was unable to sleep with the other one, so... Not like that. I had trouble sleeping, because...
They kind of give each other a, confused look. It's like, are you getting this shit?
Oh, yes, I held one on my person, because I was curious as to if it would, retain its charge far away from the house. But apparently it was just far away from the original goo that it held, so it must leak the energy inside?
I see.
Ah, yes, we saw a similar substance when we were facing Singed. That was pretty interesting.
And now I find out you're in league with Singed as well?
Ah, no, the other way round. We're the ones who killed him.
Singed is dead.
Ah, yes. I thought Bilgewater was sent over that for the bounty. Or did we need to hand that in ourselves?
Singed is alive and well. And
excuse
we're
me?
on top of that case.
Repeat that, please, because we took some of his singed fucking bulwark, I guess you can call it, from his dead, charred body.
I see. Well, get the recent report for me, Vi. I have 2 officer sightings of Singed in the last 2 weeks. Apparently he's been making some rounds in Zorn again. It's been gone a long time, but I trust my officers.
Yes, no, that's fair enough. I'd trust my own party over people who I don't know telling me things.
Look, how about you tell me what happened in the basement?
Oh,
Since,
yes, the basement.
As I understand it, you were home.
Yes, as I said before, I was unable to sleep with the crystal on my possession, not trying to play with it. I woke up pretty exhausted, so having kind of figured out what the crystals might do. I put the crystal back in a pool of goo, and it started to absorb it, so found that pretty interesting. Left it there, took another crystal with me, hid it in one of the boxes upstairs, furthest away from the door, hid it underneath some things, just to see what would happen if I left it away from a person, to see if it was being absorbed into a person, because that seemed pretty interesting. And then I had coffee with my friends. Then they left because they wanted to go shopping or something was happening today. I don't know. So I went to sleep in the upstairs bed. And then quite a few hours later, I felt great, by the way, but big metal hand back of my throat kind of thing stood me up, walked me down the stairs to the basement, told me the inputs that I'd kind of already worked out but didn't want to touch. And yeah,
Hold
then
on.
big
Big-
mechanical things.
Big metal thing. More details, please.
Man, I assume about as tall as me, I assume. Again, all behind me, back and neck, considering.
He had you at knife point?
No, cannon.
I see.
Yes, I think he had 3 limbs, which was pretty cool, to be honest. Because the
3
cannon
limbs?
seemed to be very on a weird angle comparative to like a hand. But yeah, so went downstairs, ignoring the goo, pressed the sequence button, no, the activation button. He for some reason wanted me to skip the second power level. I argued against that, but he got annoyed. So we jumped to 3. It made a Centurion type automation thingamabob. I don't know what you would call it. It was big, made of metal, had a ball in the middle with a ring around it, 2 cannons. Then we jumped to 5, which I didn't argue with that time because, 2. And it made another one with another ball, which makes me regret not hiding the ball as well.
Interesting. Took you a
Oh,
while
yeah.
to get there, but you actually gave us something a bit valuable. Look.
I would also say I'm rather strong in general terms. He seemed incredibly strong, similar to that of Gangplank. So I was considering trying to attack back, but didn't seem worth it alone.
Okay. Look, darling, amongst your bullshit, you
None of
actually
which
had
was
some
bullshit.
interesting stuff to say.
Mhm.
I'll be in touch with you in a bit. Me
Cool.
and my,
Will that also pertain with
deputy-
Singed? Because I'm interested in that.
Oh. We're not discussing any cases with you
Oh,
outside
great.
of this
This treatment.
one you're involved.
Oh,
Okay.
could I also have a book of the laws? I'd like to know who I can and can't kill.
Your parole officer can arrange that for you. Now,
Wonderful. Thanks, love.
take her out of here. About another hour goes by until eventually you're all dragged into a room together. Large man, sweating, like one button in the shirt undone, like kind of outdated glasses, comes in. Okay. It looks like you're all free to go. As pertains to the arrest, I need you all to sign on this line. This document pertains that the information disclosed here will not be shared with other undesirable parties. If you do not sign, we will be placing you under the watch of a parole officer, and if he believes that you have jeopardized that condition, we will sentence you under all force of the law.
That's alright. Would I be able to read it first, please?
Very well. Condition 1. You do not pertain sensitive information with parties that do not hold the interests of Piltover in their likeness. Condition 2. You do not engage in parties that could jeopardize the national security of Piltover or its interests. Condition 3. No talk of actions inside the constabulary or police department will be disclosed in conversation with media or bodies that would use it to defame Piltover and its governance. Those are the conditions.
Wow, that's a real hard ass of an agreement, ain't it?
I'm just the guy that gets this done. I didn't set the rules.
I understand. You're just doing your job.
Yep. As he kind of wipes a bit of sweat from his brow.
It's all right. We're not going to hurt you. Calm down.
No, it's just my diabetes.
Oh, well.
That's unfortunate.
I can't help that one.
Yeah, I've no cure for that one. Hand me the papers.
Oh, yes, I was also promised a book of law.
Ah, okay. Well, we'll have to get you some kind of legal office, because the law isn't just in one book. We've got it, thousands of
very
laws,
helpful.
and we're making new laws every day.
All
Where
right.
are these laws made?
The courts,
And where would the courts be located?
High District, in the 1 second, the Pharos, clan.
District. All right.
Yes.
So
For the record, it's not trivia, I would have accepted high up.
that's all right. So
Yeah, it's important.
you're
That's what
you're basically
their
asking
clan
us
does.
to not talk to the media about anything we heard in the police station. You're asking us to not pass on any information to those considered undesirable. This is basically a non-disclosure agreement, right?
To be frank, that's exactly what it is.
All right.
So we can't help anybody, including the police. Got it.
You can help the police.
Well, they don't want to
Can
listen
we-
to our
can we
information that
bl-
is accurate.
Look,
Look, I'm just telling you what you can and can't do.
Melissa, he said we can help the police. Can we please get that in writing, sir? I'm assuring you're a notary. You can sign off on this.
yes!
Look, vigilanteism isn't going
I'm
to be
not.
considered.
That's why I'm saying you said we can help the police. Can you please write that down and notarize it so we can sign it?
Okay, we can get that signed. As he writes down, you can help the police with inside the law.
If inside the law.
Well, that's not very fucking helpful.
Well, look, Melissa, we can go and check out the laws later. I'm sure you'll be able to find something that works for you. But at least we have it in writing. We can help the police.
Yes, inside the law.
Inside the law.
Can we just leave? Like, this is bullshit. Laws and shit?
No, Melissa. In Piltover, it's best to sign. Ask for forgiveness rather than
Yeah, I meant
permission.
leave Piltover, because this is bullshit.
I'm not the one who signed a 6-month lease, Melissa.
Yes, but we can just leave. We don't have to stay in there the whole time. That's why I gave them extra gold. Plus, I need to do something outside of town. Ideally, with your guys' help.
Look,
Okay,
I
that's
would
fine.
recommend leaving, considering you're in the middle of an ongoing investigation. Don't take
Good
that
point.
as legal advice. It's just probably not a good move. Otherwise,
Oh, could we have
find
that in
yourself
writing
in
as well?
the sign of back. No, I can't put that in writing.
No, that's all right. What we're going to get you to do, Mr. Notary, I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but can we get you to make us copies of these so we can carry them with us?
It's okay. It's Daryl.
Nice to meet you, Garrel. Could you please make us copies of these
Darryl.
that we can also sign and then we can carry them with us? Including the we can help with the police one. That's very important.
Look, I am of no obligation to make copies for you guys. I'm sorry.
Would you please make us
No worries.
copies? Please? It's
Hmm.
important.
No, we have his name now. It doesn't matter.
I know,
No,
but-
I don't think I will. I've got to go up 10 flights of stairs to do that.
Do they not?
and,
Do they not give you elevators here?
Look, it's part of my fitness plan. Like, I've got to go upstairs.
Okay, I understand, but
but I don't want to go up them.
No,
So.
no, Garrel. Would you be able, if I made copies?
It's
no,
Daryl.
listen, Daryl.
Yes,
Daryl.
Daryl. I
Daryl?
said that before.
If I made the copies, can you sign off on them as a notary?
You make the copies right here, right now.
I can make the copies right here, right now.
Okay.
All I need is your witness signature. That's all, to prove that I'm not faking anything or trying to get around you in any way.
No,
Honestly,
you need a separate witness to come in because I work as part of the legal team here.
That's all right. Is there anyone who can witness on this floor that can help us?
Let me have a look and see if there's any public service lawyers.
Thank you, Daryl.
Okay. As he kind of like shuffles out of the room.
I just didn't want to make him run any more flights of stairs. Did you see how red he was in the face? I feel like I just need to give him a healing potion just for being alive. Poor man.
Oof. Yes, well, this doesn't seem fun.
No,
it takes him about 10 minutes.
It's
and
not
then
fun,
he comes in with
it's bureaucracy.
a very tired looking well-dressed gentleman. I hear you guys need a witness.
Yes, sir. I'm just going to make some copies here for Daryl, and then we're going to sign off on
Okay,
them.
I've got
and then all will
5
be
minutes
done.
of my lunch
All right.
break, so
Very
make
good.
it quick.
Very good. We'll do. And then Haley's going to make copies of the documents.
Okay. Roll a check for me. I think it's cartographer's check.
Yep. So I'm proficient in those. So it'll be a D20 plus 7. It's a 14.
14.
Yeah.
You skim, the time limit this guy's given you as he's looking at what looks like a timepiece that he's pulled out of his chest pocket. And he just kind of rolls his eyes, shakes his head, quickly signs a signature, and leaves the room.
All right. So they're all witnessed. Daryl?
Yep.
They're witnessed.
Should be fine.
You can sign
Yes.
off. We can sign off, and we're good. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good. And then
You signed it.
Haley's going to sign both documents and then pass him back one.
Okay. Takes a signature, signs it.
All right. Now we're going to get out of your hair. Please take care of yourself, Daryl.
Okay. Well,
I want to see you next time I come back in here.
I don't want to see you guys again. You raise my blood pressure. As he kind of takes his copy and hobbles out. As you hear loud wheezes as stairs creak down the hall.
Maybe we should have given him a healing potion.
I feel like we should have done. But now we have in writing, signed and notarized, that we can help the police.
That's
So
what
we
this
don't
is
know the
all for.
law.
Yes, but as you heard, Melissa, they're writing and changing laws all the time. The laws as of right now may be different a week from now, but we still have the signed copy. The wheels of bureaucracy move...
but
No, Melissa, listen. The wheels of bureaucracy move very, very slowly.
Can I just make a note as the DM? If you guys come after me trying to interrogate me on every point of the law, I will fuck you.
No.
Okay?
No,
No, we're not going to do that. Literally all Haley wanted was express permission to help the police.
It's all good. I just don't want to be putting prep time into thinking about every single law.
You do not need to know the ins and outs of the custodial system of Piltover, don't worry.
No, that's why I'm giving the caveat. Bureaucracy moves very slowly, so whatever laws are in place now might be different later, which gives you lots of wiggle room
good.
in terms of that
That's
sort of thing.
That's just my heads up.
Yeah.
Like that's just my heads up.
That's fine.
Yeah,
We
no,
intend-
Malice is just looking for a who can I kill, who can I not kill,
Yeah,
who do I need to help by law, who do I need with law.
How about we just don't kill anyone yet until we find out what's actually going on? Because all of this seems a bit fucking sus to me. This is worse than the fucking Bilgewater thing
Which
all over
part?
again. All of it. The closing of the gate and fucking Dr. V and us just happening to land in his house. I don't like
Well,
that.
that seems more coincidence than anything. What
Is
I'm
it-
more
is
worried
it
about
though?
is like the families in power. How much power do they truly have over the laws of this town? Because
Honestly,
I feel like they control literally everything, right?
you're right, Melissa.
Make
They do.
make a Haley, make an intelligence, or a
Intelligence
history check to recall this knowledge.
That's a 19.
19.
Yeah.
The families pretty much run Piltover.
Yep.
Like the big clan families are the people that get stuff through.
Yeah.
Like they set the playing field.
I'm explaining this to Militia. Basically, whoever has the most amount of money and clout in the city controls how things work.
Yes, Joshua knows that. Melis does not.
Yeah, that's why I'm
She's
explaining.
lived on a
That's
fucking
why I'm
mountain
explaining
most of her life.
explicitly to Militia how this works. So, look, at least we have our documentation sorted now. We have signed and notarized copies, which the notarization part is important because it means there were more people there than just us and the other large guy, Daryl. Even though
I was the large guy.
well, he was larger than you in a horizontal manner, Malu. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. You're still our favorite big boy. Now, I don't think we can go home yet. I'm pretty sure there are still officers investigating. So, did you want to go back to elbow grease? Because I don't know about you, but I could sure use a monkey's paw right about now.
How about you guys go? I want to go see how Mimix is.
We popped in to see her on the way in. She's doing
Oh,
well.
is she alright?
Yes, she's doing well. She's on the boat. We gave her the address for our house.
Oh, well, that might be awkward.
I don't think she had any plans to move away from the boat until the rest of the team came back. We still don't know where Zarkon is. He's wandered off somewhere. So, also,
You
don't
know
where
what? He
Swain
probably
is.
could have prevented this whole arrest thing. I thought it would be faster.
He could have, but I think he's busy seeing to other business. So maybe we should go to elbow grease and then have a monkey's paw and then see if we can find Zarkon after that, because I would very much like to see him. I require a hug.
Yeah,
All right.
let's go.
So where's everyone heading?
Elbow grease.
Elbow grease? Is that everyone?
Yep.
Okay.
Not split the party.
You guys, eventually manage to move through the bureaucracy that is leaving the police station. They talk at you a bunch about pretty unimportant shit, just like trying to enforce that don't do the wrong thing, pretty much. You guys leave, make your way down the grand conveyor into the lower parts of town and find your way to elbow grease. It's not as busy today. It's not a public holiday and not everyone's out. But you filter in and there is a band playing in the back corner. It is pretty good, actually. Like, they're not professional tier, but they got good tunes. As you saunter up to the bar, a man steps from around the back. As you recognize Zarkon. Well, look at you lot.
Oh my goodness,
How have you been exploring
Zarkon,
the town?
aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Oh, the stories we could tell you about this place. I've forgotten how bad the bureaucracy was.
I just couldn't stay away from one of my old establishments, Had to come check in, see how business is.
Do you run here?
Oh, I own here.
Do you know what happened to Cog and Sprocket?
Oh, yes. Well, look, their son has a very bright future ahead of him, and they're trying to school him as best they can. I've given them a little bit of paid leave in the meantime, while they make sure he gets his apprentice situation well under fold before he goes to university.
Honestly, Zarkon, that makes me happier than you could ever believe. Cog and Sprocket were essentially a huge part of getting me through my first masters when I was here. That's why I was so
been here for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't say no.
That's why I was so excited to come back to Piltover. I wanted to see them again, but of course they're away, so that's all right. That's all right.
They're getting a bit old, Hilly.
They are.
They are. Like, they're not going to be here forever.
I know.
I'm pretty sure most of their hearing's gone. So,
I mean, can you blame
what
them?
are you going to do?
No, I know. It would just, if you get a chance, Could you let them know that Bumblebee's back in town? Because I would very much like to see them at some point. If they're still in Piltover. If not, then it's not a problem.
I'm sure I can chase them up. I do know where they live.
Okay, lovely.
But, best I call in first.
Yes, indeed. That's why I didn't want to push anything too far. Although our lovely friend Tyne here.
Tyne, come round, boy. Well, you lot back. Fantastic.
Told you we would be.
Good. How'd it go?
Mixed results.
Can I punch you?
No, Millicent, no.
Me.
It's not
What'd
his.
I do?
It's not
I'm just
his-
having a bit of a combat withdrawal
it's,
right here.
It's not. It's
This
not.
place is wrong.
It's not your fault, Tyne. It's not your fault, Tyne. She is very much not used to tall spires and bureaucracy. She's very much a open plains and hand-to-hand combat kind of girl.
Right.
Mountains.
Well, combat. You looking to get your hands dirty?
Oh, don't encourage her.
That's
please,
an
Tyne.
option?
No, Tyne,
Oh,
don't
yeah, it
encourage
is.
her. How many things do you have in here that are flammable? If you have lots, I would advise against
Plenty,
her. Oh,
but it's
no.
not in here.
Oh,
Shh,
no.
settle
Okay.
down. You know, actually, we should hear him out here, because this does affect us. Okay. Look, most of our supply comes from Zorn. And currently, there's no real way to get into Zorn. But, through a couple of other channels, you can get into Zorn. Anyway, what I'd like you to do for me, and my boss here, is get us our next round of supply.
From Zorn.
So, from Zorn.
All right. Well, given
Look,
that you did give
you
us...
know-
Look, Tyne, I'm going to stop you there. You gave us great information. We got a great house. It's not your fault that was involved in a massive uprising. That's beside the point. So I guess we do owe
what?
you one. Yes.
Yes,
so
I
that's-
still want to punch you, by the
That's
way.
why she wants to punch you. So we went and saw your friend Kira. She gave us a lovely house. A bit of a mess.
Okay.
Until we
Yeah.
went down to... Oh, wait, no, I can't really talk about that. Let's just say it's part of a pending investigation.
Okay.
So
okay.
we owe you a solid, but you owe us a bigger solid after we've done you this solid. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I
I'm
play
very
punch him.
confused. What did my ex-girlfriend do?
She's your ex-girlfriend. Hold on a minute. Well done. I just have to say, well done. Very well done. What happened?
Different feelings. Yeah, I'm working. Maybe
Well.
over a drink.
All right. Fair enough. I'm really starting to regret signing that thing now. But anyway, what can we do for you? Is the long and short of what I'm getting to.
Look, I got news through the grapevine that our stock had been intercepted by a gang. Couple of punks from mid-down city. But, I don't expect they've drunk any, because they'd rather sell it. I don't imagine they've found a buyer just yet, considering how quickly I got the news. So, I'd like to send you guys down there, rough them up if you have to, get my kegs back. Well, my kegs, but what he said.
So, no killing?
Oh, well, Melistra, it's Zorn. No killing is loose.
So, killing.
People die every day down there.
Wonderful. Do they die of burning?
Usually they die of lung poisoning or,
Oh.
overwork or hunger or something along those lines. It's all really barbaric, and I'm not a big fan of the place. But look, different
legally
me,
good.
different time.
Well,
So,
Melissa,
baby, get in.
I'm sure you're itching to get your hands and knock some heads together. Look, if we go down to Zorn, we're out of the Piltover police jurisdiction, aren't we?
Oh yes, they can't do shit down. Look, they don't do shit down there.
No. My question is, are we out of official jurisdiction?
Oh yes,
Good.
different governing bodies.
Good.
The Chem Barons run the show down there,
Good,
and they
good.
don't care
Yes,
whose skull
yeah.
get cracked as long as it's not their boys.
I know. So I just wanted to double check because I don't want to go ruffling any more feathers with the pink-haired brute and the corseted top hat lady.
Oh, you met the sheriff and her attack dog.
Honestly,
They were fun.
How is Caitlin and Vi?
I didn't meet Vi myself. I heard about her from Malice and Malu, but very, very big, very buff. Apparently, big gloves, which I'm pretty interested in looking at. To be honest, I've never seen Hextech like that before, so that could be very
Yes.
interesting.
You know, she came from the dirt. It's funny where she finds herself now. She used to drink here, actually. But,
Really?
like I said, different time.
Different time indeed. Well, I suppose we should go down to Oh, it's not Rat Town, is it, anymore? May as well be Rat Town.
Look, in all my brilliance, I have something I need you to do first. While
Okay.
Tyne, we will fix the situation, and I'm sure we will handsomely compensate my friends here for it. I need you to go back to that place you rented. I've sent a contact of mine that might be able to reduce your restrictions inside the city.
Zarkon, you are a man of many talents. I am so
Oh,
thankful
many.
for you every day.
Well, look, it wasn't free, and I don't want this one to go sour, okay?
Do you mean sour as in a fight, or sour as in bureaucracy? Because they are two very different things with similar
Look,
outcomes.
she's a hard ass, so make a good impression. No jokes.
Alright, I will try to hold myself back as much as possible. Malice, don't say anything.
What? Why? Kinda does the puppy dog eyes.
No reason.
Yes, I agree. Melissa should shut up as well. It's no offense, girl. It's just probably not this one, you know?
Okay, that's alright. We'll go and check in with them, and then we'll stop by here on our way back downtown.
All good.
I think the city agrees to disagree with me.
Honestly, Miller's I'm not surprised.
You making your way back to the house?
Yes.
You make your way back, and you see the door ajar.
Great, so they'll let any fucking sod in here then. Paid rent for this place too, and Haley, kicks the door.
Malice will ready a firebolt just in case.
All good. As you come in, you see a tall, slender woman looking out the window at the side of the house. As
Hello?
you move your eyes down her figure, you see her feet are long, spiked, scissor-like blades.
Out of character. Fuck yes! Fuck yes! Oh my god, I knew he had contact with her. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Okay, sorry. Carry on.
She turns around, holding a hand up to her mouth, as you see her well-knit hair and her piercing blue eyes look at you. I'm lowered to consulting with the Wrath. Pleasure. My name is Camille Ferros. Now, let's talk business, as that is where we will end today's session.
Whoop, whoop.
We will pick this up next week.
Oh my god! Holy shit, Angus. What a fucking job you've done here, my guy. Well done.
Thank you. We'll get to it with some combat next time. I did have combat prepared for you this time, but things didn't play out as
We didn't fight the chem junkies.
I expected them to. No, it wasn't the chem junkies.
I feel like it's a tiki. Oops, on my situation. Oh no, it was you guys, because you guys didn't. You failed the fucking check.
No, you guys just didn't activate the constructs downstairs without other people
Yeah.
in the room.
Yep.
There was another way where like that absolved peacefully as well, but that was a lot less likely. Had you activated them before everything went down with Dr. V or Victor, that would have been a combat session.
I feel like it would have been, yeah.
But
That's-
yeah, I had 3 like things prepped for that. You didn't do it, and that's the path that happened. You did it, and there was combat, and you did it in a special way, and there wasn't combat. That was another cool thing. But yeah, I just covered my bases on that one.
Yeah, and then we decided to do none of those things.
No, you did the one
No,
where
we did the
you
ignore
didn't
it.
activate it, and that robot guy held Melissa at gunpoint, which you wouldn't have done if all of you weren't in the house, and maybe it would have happened differently if Melissa hadn't rolled low on perception. But yeah,
now he has
it
some
happened the way it
construct
did.
bodyguards.
So he obviously knew something, came down, claimed them, took them away, and let's be honest, they'll probably show up again in the
Yep.
future.
Definitely.
What? Who would have guessed?
Who would have
Who would have
guessed?
guessed?
Who would have guessed?
Also, can I say it's probably safe to assume that I would have gotten fucked up if I tried to physically resist.
Probably, yeah.
Cool.
I can only apologize for not being on my A game today, guys.
That's okay, dude.
Sorry.
You had so little sleep, so I'm kind of glad we didn't have combat this session.
It's all good. Anyway, guys, sorry it took this long to get going.
That's alright. I'd rather it take a long,
Life and shit.
I'd rather it take a long time and you be like 100% confident and prepared and be able to give us the best experience than it take a short time and us all feeling unfulfilled. Because this session
Yeah.
was exactly how I felt.
Hot
It should be.
damn.
Like, we're in fucking Piltover now. This is Haley's battleground.
First session, Act 2 had to be, like, good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wasn't comfortable running it last week.
No.
Because I was still doing law shit. Because I wanted to have all the families.
Yeah.
And political shit in my head
Yeah.
before.
I have to learn a whole new way to play a character.
Yeah.
You might have to use your charisma.
Yeah.
I try, dude, but
To be fair, you wouldn't.
it's hard to be something I'm not.
To be fair, you weren't giving him that many charisma rolls, so.
That was
it's
based
like-
on how I was acting.
It's more of
Yeah.
a like, I'm asking to like do this thing.
Yeah. And
Or
it's just like, no, fuck you, dog.
with charisma checks, it's much better if the player is asking to use them than me having to like think about every conversation and whether like
Yeah, no, that's fair.
lies or persuasion or like deception,
Oh, yeah, no, that's fair.
whatever's going on.
It's just me, an antisocial person, just like, I don't recognize things at the time.
I'm not flaming you, dude.
I'm not flaming you either.
I could be god tier DM and be like prompt, like roll.
What do you mean? You are a god tier DM.
Oh, it's madness syndrome, man.
Yeah,
Like-
I know, but like you're a fucking excellent DM, my dude. Like, couldn't ask for it.
And
more.
Arcadium? Holy shit,
Yeah.
those two.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we all loving it. We all having a good
Yeah,
time. We
all
like
having a
where the
great
story's
time.
going. Good stuff.
Yes, I just want to say, if it seems like Melis is trying to murder Hobo, I'm not. It's just, this city is very different and she's trying to figure out what she can do.
It's actually kind of super endearing watching Melissa struggle this hard because she was so cool, calm, and collected and confident throughout so many interactions in Bilgewater because she knew exactly what the rules were and how to bend in them and how to break them and how to like navigate the sort of violent and lawless place, and she was like on top of it all the time, and yet we come here and she's out of her depth, and she's having
She
to learn.
added comfort.
Yeah,
It's-
she's out of her depth, and she's having to learn how to do this stuff all over again.
It's all
which is,
different.
Yeah, which is really endearing for the character as well, by the way, because it's like, you see her struggling, and you see her trying to apply these tools that she's learned, and they're just not working out for her. So it's going to be interesting.
I just
for
wanted
me
to
at
make
least
it
to
very
see
clear,
where this is
I'm
going.
not trying to hobo in
Oh
any
yeah, no, we
scenario.
know.
Oh no,
we know.
I didn't think you were.
None of us think that low of you, Hellcat. Don't worry, none of us were thinking that for a second.
But yeah, fuck. I'm so looking forward to next week.
Holy shit, yes, I think we all are.
So yeah, to re-summarize, if you guys want to take note, Victor and the church have something planned for a week from now. You have a side quest to get stuff for Tyne down in Zorn. You need to talk to Camille and like suss out what she wants and what you're getting out of it and all that stuff. Like you want to look into potentially working with the police. I'm not saying you can't. It's just like they don't trust you because of circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Briggs has been
Billy.
arrested. Scoin is still
At
out
large.
there doing something. Zarkon hasn't talked about what it is exactly he plans to achieve inside Piltover and Zorn, even though he wanted to come here. Like, he's here about something to do with his daughter, but specifics are still at large. I will have stuff prepped for Malu going forward. That'll become more clear later. And
He ain't
Haley,
just the muscle.
there is
Yeah, I laughed at that.
stuff to do with your backstory, which I'll
Yep.
probably talk to you about in the coming weeks, because like that'll
That'll be a big
come up
thing.
soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that,
Great.
I gotta
session.
go walk the dog. Oh my god, till next week.
Yeah. Oh my god. Till next
Yep,
week, indeed.
bye-bye.
Good night, everyone. To still watching the stream. Take care. We'll see
Good
you
night.
same time,